that helped make OTF.
Alright, y'all, so we are back with another video, and I'm gonna try to drop a couple videos today. I ain't gonna lie. So Duty Low, all right, if you got yo, we're gonna cover a lot of shit with this case. Is my mic on? Yeah, my mic is Gucci. My mic is Gucci, y'all. What we're gonna cover is this Duty Low, man, being cooperator 4. Let me see, did I get it right? Yeah. Trying to get it where y'all don't see the fucking. Oh, what's this? Yeah, trying to get it right. Man. Trying to get it right. All right, let's get it.
A national rap label around 2013.
We got the same best friend, Chief Wood. Met in 2013. Wood could come to Kankakee, and then it just happened like that. Back and forth to Chicago and Kankakee.
Online, many people believe that their connection went deeper than music, with some claiming that Duty Low might have actually been a drug plug for Lil Durk. But regardless, he grew very close to Durk, who would once joke that Duty Low only had 4 ops because Kankakee was so small.
It's 4 ops out there, man. Come on. Ain't no more. Population 300 people.
Years later, Duty appeared to reach shot caller status within OTF, allegedly ordering 600's Big 60 to beat up 051 Kiddo in county jail and later posting proof of it.
Go.
Go. You know, Mr. Make it happen. And I'm killing anything coming to Kankakee. Staying away from them. All the house. That why. Big OTF. You know what's going on. Stupid.
Folks put on the medical wing. Anything come through that. Is that went from getting that Nelly to getting that beat.
But by 2025, Durk would be jailed on federal murder for hire charges, and fans would claim that unfortunately for Duty Low, the Durk stimulus package had fully dried up. Because of that, when robbery rumors and arrests started hitting people around OTF, they felt like signs that the structure around the label had fully fallen apart. By 2025, OTF's Duty Low and OTF Boona stories had shifted into something much darker, part of a story that traced back to a 2023 comedy skit where Duty Low appeared with a man named Oscar Cruz, also known as Oz or OZ, in which he played a weed dealer that was being robbed.
235.
235.
235.
No, I know 235. Hello? Hey, Duty Low, he talking about 235.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, he talking about 235. 200 what? He ain't got no motherfucking bubble run.
When Cruz was violently killed in a church parking lot 2 years later, this harmless skit eerily mirrored real life. But before Oscar appeared in a homicide report, another violent incident in Atlanta seemed to start a chain reaction. Because in the middle of May 2025, reports begun circulating that Duty Low had been robbed and shot in Atlanta. A week later, Quando Rondo's brother Wop posted Duty Low's chain with a screenshot of a message that read, "Duty Low said if we can get his chain back, he got some cheese for us." Soon after this, Lil Tim, the man who shot and killed King Von in Atlanta, would react to the leg shot, fueling speculation that the incident was connected to the war between OTF and Youngboy's NBA crew, as well as Quando's crew of Rollin' 60 Crips that sometime go by Jump Out Gang or 33rd Street.
Introduce you to that life. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5.
Now, Duty Low would later push back against these theories in an interview on the Danza Project, saying that Quando's people never took jewelry from him and that it was actually someone else.
The goofies that posted money, right?
Right.
They don't have money. They had a video of it. Am I right or wrong?
1,000,000%.
According to Duty, he received a warning text hours before the shooting and robbery.
I got a text 2 hours before, like, man, somebody's trying to. I'm like,
something ain't right.
Yeah, I'm like, and I promise you, that was weird. The whole situation was like, it was weird, bro.
In fact, in that interview, he said that he had been shooting a music video in Atlanta before going to a trap house in somebody else's hood.
Nah, I was shooting a music video around the corner.
Word.
And then I popped in somebody's hood.
Word. And they hood just was on that?
I was in a trap house, bro. I was tweaking.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
When Duty apparently reached for his gun while he was there, he would be shot in the leg, and according to Duty, the shooter's gun jammed during what would have been an execution.
That motherfucker said, get on the ground and lay down face down. What? No, Sirski, we gotta go. It's on. Hell no, I ain't get down.
After the first shot?
I didn't get down.
Yeah.
Like, you know, adrenaline be rushing and
Yeah.
So it's like, damn, motherfucker, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, that's God. But before I go to sleep now, when I blink my eyes, I see the gun jam, man. I see that. Feel me?
Afterwards, Duty said people close to him believed a friend with him might have set him up, but he refused to accept that.
Like,
I mean, it do be like that, though. You never know.
People was trying to put it in my head, like, yeah, your homie right there with you, he set you. I know he would never put me in no like that, you know what I'm saying?
But then, in a very creepy turn of events, the very same day that interview was uploaded, July 22nd, 2025, Oscar Cruz would be found dead. Now, Oscar was a 28-year-old father whose body was discovered in the parking lot of Cannon United Methodist Church in the suburbs of Atlanta.
New details now about the man killed in a Snellville church parking lot. The victim has been identified as Oscar Alexis Cruz. Gwinnett County Police say someone came across the 28-year-old's body yesterday at Cannon United Methodist Church right on Webb Gin House Road. Authorities have not said if they have any suspects, but police did tell us that they believe this was an isolated incident.
According to investigators, Oscar met the suspects at a Waffle House before they took him to his Lawrenceville home around 1 a.m. Inside the house, Cruz's wife was forced out of the shower at gunpoint while the suspects bound his hands, searched the home, stole $3,000 and valuables, and allegedly told her to kiss him goodbye.
A detective said the suspects delivered a terrifying message to the wife of Oscar Cruz.
They told her this would be the last time that she saw her husband and to kiss him goodbye.
Police say Cooper and 3 suspects met Cruz at a Waffle House on July 22nd at around 1 in the morning, where he got into their car. Investigators say the suspects became violent when they took Cruz to his home on Gin Blossom Circle, where the 28-year-old's wife was showering.
His hands were bound with duct tape, and there was a male pointing a gun at his head. And she was made to get out of the shower and come downstairs.
Authorities say 2 armed men stole $3,000 and possibly drugs from the home.
After that, they drove Cruz to Cannon United Methodist Church, where he was shot 17 times and left there. Police said that Cruz was either trying to sell drugs to the men or collect payment for drugs he had already fronted.
Oscar Cruz was going to either sell drugs to the individual or get paid back for some drugs he fronted them prior.
By September, the first suspect had been charged. 2 months later, the case grew again when OTF Boona was publicly reported as another suspect, even though he had already been behind bars since August.
New tonight, there is a second arrest in the death of a man found shot in Gwinnett County in a church parking lot there. Michael Golden, he was arrested this week and charged with malice murder and the death of Oscar Alexis Cruz.
That same month, Duty Low released the song It's Up, and one lyric stood out. On the song, Duty would rap, "Goofy had shot me in the leg, then his cousin died." To listeners, that line sounded like it might be pointing towards the same chain of events. As the news spread, people searched for a motive. One online comment claimed Oz was trying to collect money that Boona owed him for drugs, asked around for help, and through Duty Low, word eventually got back to Boona. According to that comment, Boona acted like he was going to pay Oz, met him at the Waffle House, tied his hands, took him home, robbed him, and then later killed him. That same commenter claimed that despite Oz flexing 12 bags of drugs on live, OTF Boona and his 3-man crew only left with a £250 worth around $1,200 and $3,000 in cash. As of June 2026, Boona is behind bars awaiting trial.
So it looks like it's official. Duty Low has been confirmed as co-conspirator number 4, and the person who confirmed it was OTF Jam himself. Now, we'd been wondering who was it that gave the location of Quando Rondo in LA to the alleged hitmen, to Durk, to the team and all of that kind of stuff. Well, what is crazy is that we found out that there was apparently like a crazy conversation after basically like all the hitmen arrived in San Diego. Apparently none of them knew what was going on, but they had an inkling something crazy was going on. And I'm not gonna lie, Durk really put himself in it with some of this stuff. So apparently, okay, all of the hitmen were kind of rounded up for some kind of secret mission. They didn't know what was going on. They all quickly got booked to these flights to San Diego. And apparently when Jam and another one of the hitters basically arrived, they went to a Hooters in San Diego. They got on a FaceTime with Duty Low, who told them that they got the location for Quando Rondo. They got the low from basically like a weed dealer that was going to go and take them some weed, and that they were basically going to trick him into coming outside to pick up weed, and they were going to kill him outside of his hotel. Well, it's confirmed that was Duty Low. Now, not only did we were hearing about Duty Low being in group chats, and I thought, oh, maybe they're going to show some series of messages with Duty Low and other stuff that he had said, but it was Jam that took the stand and said that it was Duty Low that basically told them after they'd arrived in California that they were there on a mission to kill Quando Rondo. And Jam said something really interesting. He said, look, he felt like it was too hot to kill somebody in Los Angeles. He was thinking, there's too many police. I don't know the city. I don't know how to get away if I get in a high-speed chase, if I get hurt. I don't know where I'm going. This is a bad idea. But he said it was too late. I was already there, and I just went with it. So OTF Jam told the courtroom, he basically said, look, where I'm from, you don't stop nobody killing somebody. That's what gets you killed. They said that they'll think you're police. They'll get mad at you if you say that you want to stop a killing happening. But he wasn't really happy about it because he said he didn't consider himself in the Quando beef. He said he wasn't that close with King Von. They spoke a couple of times. And what was crazy is Jam said that way back in the day before he knew Von, he was trying to rizz up King Von's sister. But he said he didn't feel like he should have had to be one of those people that slid for Von because that wasn't his homie. He said, look, he wasn't my man's. We didn't kick it. I didn't love him. I didn't feel like that was my mission. And he's saying they were in Hooters on FaceTime with Duty Low, and basically Jam and Boogie looked at each other after they were told to go and kill Quando, and they basically just looked at each other and said, yeah, But what was even more crazy is obviously now we know Duty Low was co-conspirator number 4 that was given the drop. They were apparently waiting outside Quando Rondo's hotel, and Duty Low told them that basically the guy that they thought they were getting weed from was telling Quando Rondo that he was just a few minutes away from the hotel. This is gonna, I might have to say this in a different video because we're running out of time. But basically, they had eyes on Quando Rondo outside the hotel. They were about to kill him, but the police rode by. Apparently, Didi upped his gun, pointed it at Quando, and said, I could kill him right now. It would be so easy. But they said, nah, the block's too hot. There's too many.
Yo, shout out to Trap Lord Ross, man. He over here getting all the fucking shit, bro. Damn.
Cops out here downtown LA, I'm not gonna go through with it. And then they went back to the crib. Insane. I might have heard one of the damnest things in this whole trial today when OTF Jam was actually on the stand. He said that there was basically all these frantic phone calls made when they got Quando Rondo's location to a bunch of hitters in Chicago trying to get them on a job. It was Didi and Booney Mo. Apparently Booney Mo was specifically the person that called him and basically asked him about being involved. But he had Lil Durk on a FaceTime call on another phone on speaker. So Jam knew that Durk was there and that he was privy to this call. He overheard Booney Mo saying, blood, you there on the other line? And then basically, apparently, all right, he didn't have any info about what the hit was going to be. So Jam tried to call Lil Durk directly 2 times. Durk didn't answer. And then Booney called him back and said, hey, Durk doesn't want no one calling his phone that's coming out to LA. He didn't want no contact with anyone that's flying out to LA. So Jam said like he knew something crazy was going on, but he didn't actually know what the details were. He ends up getting flown out to LA, and this absolutely blew my mind. He ends up getting flown out to San Diego, driven to LA. They're in this like Sprinter bus, okay? They stop off at a Hooters in San Diego, and they basically get told on a FaceTime by Duty Low they got Quando Rondo's location, and the whole reason they've been flown out there is to kill him. They're going to trick him and say that somebody's going to come and deliver him some weed at his hotel, and they're going to kill him outside his hotel. But what was crazy is after that, okay, Didi got on FaceTime apparently with Lil Durk in the Sprinter bus, and apparently showed Lil Durk the hitters on FaceTime. Apparently, Didi turned his phone to show Durk all of the hitters and said, yeah, you see the Navy SEALs, all right? And then Jam basically gave testimony. They said, like, what was your understanding of what he meant? He was saying Navy SEALs, they're guys that go on missions. They're guys that go and kill people. He said that he turned the phone so that Lil Durk could see OTF Jam, and Durk basically told Jam, yeah, go crazy. And Jam slammed the rakes. He threw GDK and then basically, like, you know, threw up the GD sign. He let the court know what that was. And then basically they kept on going to LA. What's even more crazy is they apparently stopped off on the way and everybody tried to take a picture of the LA skyline, but it was too dark. But the hitmen were really pulling up to the side of the road in the Sprinter after having FaceTimes with Durk, taking pictures of where they were at. They were loving the view. And then they also stopped off at, they said they stopped off at a store. He said, I wasn't sure if it was Target or Walmart, but they basically went there to buy hoodies and gloves, you know, to disguise themselves. They said nobody brought hoodies and gloves with them, so they needed to get them there. After that, apparently once they got to LA, they met with OTF Vonnie, and OTF Vonnie pulled up. You know what Vonnie said to them? One of the first things Vonnie said to them, he said, hey guys, I got bad news. They said, what's the bad news? He said, I only got 3 guns. Absolutely crazy. Then started putting guns in people's hands. He said that he had 2 Glocks with extendos. One of them had a switch on it, and the other one was a Beretta, kind of more of an old school gun. And he's saying that Didi apparently, he alleged that, I think it was Didi, he alleged that he put the Beretta in Jam's hand and said, I'm rusty. And basically it's like, yeah, you got this. Didi wasn't going to shoot. It's crazy. Okay, so there was some crazy evidence that was shared today. I'm going to be very careful about what I say. I don't want Durk's team to scream at me outside the courtroom telling me to delete everything like they did today. But look, I'm just going to be careful about what I say. They brought up some of these Duty Low messages. There were messages back and forth with Duty Low. Now, I want to just be very careful what I say. It seemed like they were inferring that Durk was kind of going back and forth in these messages. But I don't know if that can be 100% proven. They were saying that there were a lot of messages that were deleted. Durk's efforts to apparently delete his messages very regularly seemed like he was actually having some success with deleting these messages, okay? It seemed to suggest that Duty Low had gone back and forth with somebody that was saved as Slime Life Shorty. Now, I know Slime Life Shorty is someone in Atlanta who was brought up in, you know, the Young Thug situation, and there was even kind of a, you know, a whole thing where, you know, Young Thug had dropped that song, talk about Slime Life Shorty, you know, I hope you put down your 40, but it seemed like that was what Duty had Durk saved as, but I can't be 100% sure. But the context of the conversations seemed to have Duty kind of going back and forth with Durk. They basically seemingly had a bit of a celebration. So what was interesting, right, was apparently Duty Low had done a reaction, like a laughing reaction, to a message that said no, which was right after Quando Rondo was screaming on the street no over Lil Pab's body. Now, they had basically recovered that reaction, but what they didn't have was the original messages. So we don't know for sure, but it seemed like it would have been a reaction to Durk's message saying no, but we don't have that. And then basically we saw this back and forth with Duty Low, and basically before anyone says Duty Low's telling or he's cooperating or anything like that, the feds basically said that they had numerous warrants for numerous iCloud accounts with Duty Low. It was hot for Duty Low, and the feds were onto him, and clearly they I don't know how they did it. I don't know if he even know they got it, but they got all of his iCloud info from his phone. But basically, they went back and forth. Duty Low had apparently said to this person that was saved in his phone, keep your head on, Slime. In the pain, I'm with you for life. Sorry, no, this was the person said to Duty Low, keep your head on, Slime. I'm in this pain, I'm with you for life. I'm drilling about this shit. Duty Low said, I love you, Slime. They said, I love you back, Slat. It's up about this shit. After that, this person was messaging Duty Low saying, where you at? I'm at the crib. Duty Low saying, call me. And then that person that saved the Slime Life Shorty sends Duty Low Quando Rondo's number, and he says Quando's number. They said it's one of his phones. And then the next day, there's a message back and forth where that person that saved the Slime Life Shorty, that it seemed like it could have been Durk, but not 100% confirmed at this stage. They basically said, I've got an N-word from Savannah who got dropped. Obviously, Savannah, Georgia is where Quando Rondo is.
Could Little Durk be Slime Life Shorty? That's interesting.
From, drops his locations, and Durk says, this is him, you want his number? Duty Low says, yeah, and he sends the number. Now, obviously, it was made very clear nothing was necessarily slid about. They never tried to do a drive-by on Lil Tim or anything like that in Savannah. But obviously these messages were going back and forth, and it's not a great look. But look, I'll let you know more when I have more context.
In July 2025, OTF Booney Mo was booked in Douglas County, Nebraska. Soon after, he would be arrested for violating his parole and being a fugitive from justice after authorities caught him with narcotics. Court filings show that he was arrested and charged with possession of cocaine with intent to distribute. Nebraska state authorities reported finding him in possession of less than 10 grams of the substance, roughly equivalent to 100 or 200 individual street doses. Online speculation framed the case as another sign that the Durk stimulus package had dried up and that OTF falling apart was the reason that Booney Mo had gone back to trapping to make money. Now, what is clear is this case placed him far from Chicago, far from Atlanta, and far from the OTF comeback that he had been trying to build. But long before Nebraska, Booney Mo had been tied to OTF for years. He was originally part of a Black P Stone set Bang Bang Gang from an area called Terror Dome, southwest of Lamron. He would move between these two hoods.
That's what it is. Bang Gang Lamron. That's it. Do you hear me? You hear it from the lawman, Booney Mo. From the lawman. Bang Gang Lamron. That's it. Nothing else.
And at the time, he was known as an alleged trapper, with BBG reportedly making enough money to open a neighborhood fish and chips restaurant.
That's the Bang Bang Gang restaurant, man. Y'all see that? BBG presents fish and chicken, mother. It's all, man. We investing up in.
That sounds good to me. By 2009, Booney Mo was already pictured with Lil Durk and the early Lamron Circle, but soon after, his name got tied to a serious Chicago case. In September 2010, Chicago police went to 7701 South Hoyne Street to execute a search warrant naming Rio 300, one of the founding members of Lamron 300. According to court records, 14 to 16 officers arrived near the house in marked and unmarked cars, and although many were in plain clothes, they wore raid vests marked Chicago Police Department, and inside they found Booney Mo, Rio, Booney Mo's grandparents, Paris, and Leslie, who court records described as Booney Mo's girlfriend. But according to state's evidence, officers breached the fence with a battering ram and moved towards the rear door while at least 3 officers yelled "Chicago Police, search warrant." Inside, the group had been watching TV and smoking marijuana, and Paris said that he had brought a gun into the room earlier that night at Booney Mo's direction. At that point, they heard banging near the back gate, and Leslie looked out and ran with Booney Mo to his grandparents' bedroom. According to statements later given to police and the grand jury, Booney Mo told Rio to find out who was at the door. According to these statements, Rio allegedly grabbed the gun, looked outside, and told Booney Mo it was the police. In Paris and Leslie's pre-trial statements, Booney Mo allegedly ordered Rio to buck that, meaning shoot at them. As officers hit the door, the state claimed Rio pulled the trigger once, the gun didn't fire, and then he aimed again, pulling the trigger a second.
Yo, OTF and Lamron was just a bunch of fucking killers, bro. They didn't want to be rappers. All they wanted to do was be fucking killers, bro. This shit is ridiculous.
And the glass security door exploded outward, injuring 3 police. After the
All right. Let's get to the next video.
Happening, but he wasn't really happy about it because he said he didn't consider himself in the Quando beef. He said he wasn't that close with King Von. They spoke a couple of times, and what was crazy is Jam said that way back in the day before he knew Von, he was trying to rizz up King Von's sister. But he said he didn't feel like he should have had to be one of those people that slid for Von because that wasn't his homie. He said, look, he wasn't my man's, we didn't kick it, I didn't love him, I didn't feel like that was my mission. And he's saying they were in Hooters on FaceTime with Duty Low, and basically Jam and Boogie looked at each other after they were told to go and kill Quando, and they basically just looked at each other and said, yeah, But what was even more crazy is obviously now we know Duty Low was co-conspirator number 4 that was given the drop. They were apparently waiting outside Quando Rondo's hotel, and Duty Low told them that basically the guy that they thought they were getting weed from was telling Quando Rondo that he was just a few minutes away.
Lil Durk trial, day 6. We got OTF Jam feeling bad for Lil Pab after killing him. We got Kanye West walking into the courtroom. We got Jam confessing his love for Durk, even though he's snitching on him.
Confessing your love while snitching on me is crazy, gang. I ain't gonna lie, but hey, man, let the shit roll.
Shit is getting crazy. Let's jump right into it. I don't even want to waste time. Let's get it. OTF Jam was reportedly looking Lil Durk dead in the eyes while telling everything on him, claiming he tried to call off Lil Pab's killing because others were scared, but he was afraid Durk would kill him too. A few months ago, I realized I was probably overpaying for car insurance, and it was like,
and you was just overpaying for car insurance. Hold on.
Durk would get him killed if he didn't follow through. Lil Durk and Jam appeared to stare at each other from across the room before the trial began. I could only see Jam's face, which appeared very serious. He then looked down until court began. I mean, when you're looking at somebody you've known for a minute, for years, that's taking care of you financially while you were in prison, that took care of you when you came home, and you know that you are crossing them in a way that can never be forgiven, you're probably just trying to see what you see in their eyes. Like, do you forgive me? Do you actually want to kill me? Jam was probably just looking to see what he could see. And then he looked down in fucking shame for what he's doing. OTF Jam, you don't get in the way of somebody trying to kill somebody where I'm from. That'll get you killed. They paid for my flight. I don't know how to even book a flight. OTF Jam refers to Lil Durk as Blood during his testimony. Prosecutor, what's the difference in your relationship with Blood and Didi? Jam, they had a relationship with each other in the streets. We didn't before I went to prison. Prosecutors, what could go wrong? Jam, police interference. They scared. Flocka and them scared. They too jittery. Jam says he wanted Didi to call it off. Jam, we just sitting there like shit. This going to be look suspicious. Did I read that right? Like shit. This going to be look suspicious. This is how these people talk. So we pulled off. Jam said this is when he started to have second thoughts. Jam, I started saying this shit don't feel right. We trying to scramble to do some shit. There's no real plan. And I will tell you from personal criminal experience, if you feel a bad feeling about something, don't do it. Because the one time I truly had a bad feeling, I went to prison for the next 3 years. Now,
last time I had a bad feeling was when somebody asked me to borrow some money. And I don't mean to make this about me. This motherfucker asked me for money, and I don't remember them even having a job, but let's continue.
Kanye is seen entering the courtroom to support Lil Durk during his ongoing federal murder for hire trial in Los Angeles. Kanye West pulled up to the Lil Durk trial. I'm assuming that's his security. Maybe he has multiple security guards. Do you know how fucking big that is to have Kanye West, a billionaire with a capital B, pull up to your murder trial? And Kanye's from the south side of Chicago, same as Lil Durk. You had a lot of Chicago rappers that were trying to shit on Kanye, saying he never gave back to Chicago, he never looked out for Chicago, This right here is huge. He didn't just shout out a rapper. He didn't just do a feature. He came to support Durk while Durk is at his lowest. And maybe this was part of a plan. Because at the end of the day, Jam's doing all this testifying. As soon as Kanye walks in that motherfucker, guess who everybody's focused on? Kanye. And they're gonna be like, oh, Kanye fucks with Durk? Maybe I fuck with Durk. Now, Kanye would also be seen outside with co-conspirator number 4, which is crazy, none other than Duty Low. Ye supporting Lil Durk during his trial with Duty Low, holding up a Free Durk shirt. Ye, we love and respect you for showing up at our darkest times. This is some real shit. Now, like I said, Duty Low is very confident that he's not going to face anything in this case, but they just broke down in court how he's the one that basically was lining everything up, allegedly, between the weed dealer and Quando Rondo to get him killed at the hotel in Los Angeles. Now,
I thought co-conspirator meant like the person snitching, but obviously a lot of people hate Duty Low right now, and that's crazy. But it's like, yo, bro, you was so sloppy. You the reason why he got jammed up.
Taylor Parise, I hope I'm saying that right. Shout out to you. Lil Durk update. Testimony began with where it left off from Wednesday. Hester, also known as OTF Jam, described the white Infiniti and the white BMW following Quando Rondo's black Escalade around Los Angeles, including the Litco dispensary, a clothing store in Beverly Hills, and finally, the gas station located adjacent from the Beverly Center. So these are just the locations that they were literally stalking Quando Rondo. Hester had to repeat many times he does not know Los Angeles and cannot testify to the area the cars drove through. Jan would say, I didn't know what the Beverly Center was until my attorney told me. Jan would also recall not feeling good, feeling like there was no consistent plan, calling DeAndre Wilson to try to get him to call it off. Jam said he felt Durk would take it better from Wilson because they were close. Now, OTF Jam reportedly said he is snitching on Lil Durk because he wanted to get it off his chest, saying Durk was selfish for sending hits on Lil Pab, who was innocent. And that's gotta be the stupidest fucking thing I've ever fucking heard. Coming from a hitman. Like, you know your job, bro. Your job is to literally take the money, smack some shit, and shut the fuck up. You can't be in court talking about how you put a gun to someone's head and blew their shit out and all this and that, and you know you're this fucking gangster rapper and whatever. After you killed Pab, you dropped the song, whatever, right? And then now, oh, I feel bad. That's why I'm snitching. I feel bad for Lil Pab, who I have no fucking idea who he is, but I feel bad. It's eating me up inside, right? I don't believe that. Jam said he snitched because he wanted to get it off his chest. It was
bro, just look at this picture right here, bro. Nigga gave you so much money, it was hard for you to even hold that shit, bro. A lot of people don't even make 50,000 in a year, bro. They gave you that just to kill some people, bro. Now, what I'm not saying what Durk was doing was right, but bro, he took care of this nigga, bro. Not only this one instance, he really was like making sure the nigga was straight in prison. Once he felt like that nigga was snitching, might have fucked his baby mom, might have killed her, who knows. Lil Durk was a real nigga, bro. That Lil Durk was a real slimy ass nigga, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't believe that. Jam said he snitched because he wanted to get it off his chest. It was weighing on him, said he felt Pab was innocent and Durk was selfish to send him on that hit with people he didn't know. Specifically, Jam said Vonnie was a goofy and he was mad to be involved with him. Jam said the Lil Pab hit was Durk's selfish bullshit. I didn't know Vaughn. I was mad at Durk for putting me in that situation. You couldn't have been that mad because you a grown ass man and you chose to go on that. You chose to do that. You know what I mean? Regardless of who was involved. Now, it sounds like Jam had a bad feeling the entire fucking time. And it breaks down the shooting. How when they bounced out of the vehicle, Lindsay was the first one to start firing off and Jam was behind him and he was like, oh shit. And, you know, obviously he went to doing what he was doing because Jam was under the impression they were gonna walk them down. Like get right close up on them and make sure the shit gets done. But apparently the shooter in front of Jam started firing from a distance, which is probably what saved Quando's life. Unfortunately, Pab still got hit, but that's just how it went down. And that also shows you the different type of hitter that Jam is. Jam wanted to stand over something and make sure it didn't wake back up. Now, Trap Lord Ross has apparently been getting threats to his life for covering Durk honestly. He's being unbiased. If he says something, right? If he says something against Durk or against Durk's legal team, that's being unbiased. That doesn't mean he's 100% against them. He's just calling out what he sees. But as we can expect from this, you know, yesterday people were talking about, oh, let me get a fade, whatever. But Ross is dragging his nuts and says, I will not be intimidated. Back again for Jam's second day of testimony.
All right, so I'm back here. I'm back outside the courthouse. You know what's going on, man. We're back here for Durk. This is day 6, I believe. But what's truly crazy is OTF Jam was on the stand at the end of the day yesterday. He's going to be continuing his testimony today. It's going to be crazy. Now, obviously, you saw me getting mobbed by Durk fans yesterday. I'm not going to lie. There's been a lot of weird stuff going on. I'm getting all types of DMs, all types of people threatening me, saying they're going to drop the low. Bro, you know where I'm at every single day, bro. I'm not scared of you guys, but...
Yo, y'all got Trap Lord Ross out here popping it. Y'all got Trap Lord Ross out here popping it. Nah, Slime. That gotta be different.
At the end of the day, it is absolutely crazy. Everybody's trying to suppress free speech.
The thing about free speech right now, free speech isn't, you know, you got people that are trying to use derogatory and racist terms and classify that as free speech, right? We saw that with the Chud the Builder shit. He's claiming free speech, but it's like, homie, what the fuck you think is gonna happen disrespecting people? The only thing with Ross, you know, I can respect it, but at the same time, bro, just make sure your security is on point so somebody does not try to crash you, because people will try to get points, bro. People will try to get clout. People will try to do stupid shit. And I don't want to see that happen to the homie, obviously. I hope he doesn't get too invested in this where he starts taunting. You know what I mean? But I respect the fact that he isn't backing down. He shouldn't. This is his job. This is what he does. This is his passion. And I can respect that he's boots on the ground, front line.
I wonder if anybody's got to lie on me again today. All of these guys acting like they're tough, big free Durk, but I think some of you guys are snitching. You're over here talking to the courthouse staff, talking about he's wearing Meta glasses. No, I'm not. Ain't nothing Meta about these glasses at all. It's cap. You guys are snitches and you guys...
Look at what Wagwan Hunter said. Ain't nothing Meta about these glasses. I mean, facts, bro. If you running up on Ross bitching and then you going to the court staff like, oh, he's wearing Metas, you fucking telling on him, bro. Like, shut your bitch ass up.
are liars, bro. And OTF Jam is up there, you know, doing his thing, informing on Durk. And you've got people in the courthouse that are literally trying to tell on me. It is absolutely insane. It's insane. And look, I just want to remind everybody, bro, I'm a civilian. Yeah, I'm out here. I've got security. People are keeping me safe. But at the end of the day, bro, if you're really that much of a crash out, do you want to threaten me? You want to come and hurt me? You want to come and try and intimidate me on courthouse grounds on a federal building? Bro, you might meet Durk. You might be in there with Durk very soon, bro. And I'm a civilian, bro. I'm not trying to say anything other than if you're really out here threatening me, if you're threatening to commit crime on federal grounds, bro, I'm probably, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably gonna work with whoever I got to work with to make.
Yeah, fuck you mean, Ross. If somebody tries you, tell on their ass, bro. You not a gangster. You making it clear you are a journalist. You are a man conducting fucking business. Fuck you mean? Yeah, do what you gotta do and then drop a video on them and make some bread off of this shit too. Fuck them. Give a fuck about none of that, bro. People be picking faces. Y'all got a problem with somebody? Go fucking press jam. That's what you should do. Press jam. Whenever the fuck he gets out after doing all this shit, press him and see if he don't fry your ass. But this is where shit would get kind of weird, right? Because Jam would confess his love for Durk, saying, I still love Durk, but I don't respect him. He was selfish and put me in a bad situation.
He was selfish when he gave you 50,000. He was selfish when he checked on you when you was in prison. He was selfish when he sent money on your books. He was selfish. He was selfish. All right.
With some goofies.
All right, so I'm here outside the courthouse. Not too many Free Durk fans out here. I don't know. Maybe they was sleeping in today. No Free Durk fans that I can see. But basically, there was a very crazy update. And what ended up happening was basically OTF Jam was back on the stand for the whole first half of the day. He ended up saying some pretty crazy comments, especially at the end. So I'm going to start at the end and work backwards. But they basically asked Jam. They said, "Why did you choose to cooperate? What was your motivation for this? Why did you turn on Lil Durk?" And he basically said, "I was mad at Lil Durk for putting me in that situation, and I'm still mad at him now." He said that Vonnie seemed like a goofy to me. I did something that I know I shouldn't have done, and the last time I did something with people that I didn't know, I did 12 years for it. I was doing this for Durk's selfish reasons. Maybe Cuz and Dee Dee had a reason to do it. I didn't have no relationship with Von. I basically didn't know a whole bunch of these people that were sent on the hit. He basically said, I feel like Durk sent me on selfish bullshit. He said, I can't forget all the support that Durk gave me, especially when I was locked up. I can never forget that. I still got love for him. But he says, look, I know how it looks now, but I still got for him. Blood was there for me. I can't forget that, and I feel bad for telling. But at the same time, I still love him, but I don't respect him. He said that he could be killed for his testimony for cooperating.
Duh, bitch. The fuck you...
And then he also kind of pointed out a couple of things that really just motivated him, that why in this occasion did he decide to tell? He explained there were multiple reasons. He said he felt like the hit was done sloppy. It was done with people who shouldn't have been there. Obviously, he said that he thought Vonnie was a goofy. And he said there's a big difference between doing something to somebody that you don't like. But he said in this case, he felt like Lil Pab ain't have nothing to do with it. He said he felt like an innocent man got killed and it weighed heavily on him. He wanted to get it off his chest. He said he didn't think it was guaranteed that he would get caught, but he thought about it. He thought it was hot. He said, why do we go and do this in LA with all them rich people and actors around? He said that was a bad place to do a hit. So the prosecutors actually asked him, they said, look, you testified and you pled guilty for your role in the LA shooting as well as 2 other murders. You know, what are you hoping for from this? He said, well, I'm hoping for a reduction in my sentence, but he made it clear there's been no promises made. He's not getting out. I'm not going to lie to you. Jam having 3 bodies, he probably shouldn't be out here walking around straight after this.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is they're not gonna fucking do nothing for him until after he's done testifying. Like, they're not just gonna give him a deal and then he goes up there and fucking YSL Woody's his way out of actually cooperating, right? But let's take a look at the comments. Red J would say, dude, a grown man talking about Durk put him in a goofy situation. Golly, if no accountability was a person. Fact. Desi Pooh said, oh, so you got sympathy for Lil Pab, but not the person you robbed to get food from. Like, make this all make sense. They're taking out their frustration and anger on you because they can't reach Jam. And yeah, I mean, I don't think they would try Jam anyways. But Jam apparently handed the FBI agents a note saying, I know about murders. I don't want to talk on camera. I know a lot. And I'm assuming this is back when he was getting interrogated, because mind you, he did like 30 different interrogations with the police, but only like 3 or 5 of them were actually recorded. So that's a little bit odd. You know, I would love to see some of those tapes and what he actually said in those.
So we just got some crazy new information about how it went down when Jam got arrested and decided to start cooperating with the FBI. So apparently he was arrested in 2023 for...
I'm gonna be right back. Let me put my phone on the charger. We got one more video to do on an update, but this shit is real crazy, bro. How I really feel about it, bro, is like you listen to the music, that's one thing, bro. But when you really just sit here and really just think about it, like, yo, they cooking dirt.
Something completely unrelated. He was pulled over in a car that apparently had a gun in it while he was still on parole from that attempted murder case that he just got out after serving 12 years on. And he basically said that at that point he decided to talk to the FBI. He wanted to get it off of his chest. The Lil Pab murder was weighing on him. He felt like Pab was an innocent man and that he'd been sent on a dummy mission with some goofies by Durk for selfish reasons. And he said he saw an opportunity to get out of the situation. What was very interesting is when he got arrested, he basically wrote a handwritten note to the FBI. So what he claimed is that he said that he was allowed to make a phone call. He said the official phone wasn't there, or it wasn't working. So they said, look, we'll let you make a supervised recorded call on your cell phone. But like, that's what we're gonna have to do. We'll allow you that. So he made a call and then he told the cops, hey, can I have a bit of paper to write down a phone number? They said, sure, but he didn't write down a phone number. He wrote down a handwritten note which said this exactly. It just said, I know about murders. I don't want to talk on camera. I know a lot. So he gave that handwritten note to an arresting officer. That basically was then, worked its way up the chain to the FBI. And the prosecutors asked him, they said, why didn't you want to be on camera? Obviously, this is going to be a big controversial thing when it comes to Brian Steele. Obviously, he was absolutely clapping back. I believe it was yesterday, talking about why weren't all of these interviews recorded? You spoke to Jam 30, 40 times. You barely recorded any of those those interviews. Well, this is kind of a slap in the face to Brian Steele because Jam said specifically, I don't want to be on no camera. And they said, why didn't you want to be on no camera? Now, this is crazy, all right? He said, well, I didn't want to be on camera because a lot of people have been getting exposed on their body cams.
I've had absolutely nothing to do with that. I would never, never. I probably got like 6 requests in right now for jam shit. No, I'm just kidding. No, not me.
Doing embarrassing shit. They be getting exposed on social media for telling
their ass blasted.
Crying, which is obviously a reference to a very infamous Chicago video where, one of the shorties from over there was kind of apparently caught on a case and he was bawling out, crying to the cops. And there's been a lot of rumors about whether that case was connected to the Jam case, whether that kid that was crying in the body cam footage.
So Jam didn't want to look like a goofy, but he's fucking, and instead of, make this make sense, right? You didn't want to talk on camera in an interrogation room because motherfuckers is getting exposed. But you're gonna testify at trial with Kanye in the fucking audience. Like, that makes shit so much. That's the better of the situation. At least I got to see Kanye. Stupid motherfucker. Now, this right here, I love this. Durk might have finessed the hitmen. They thought they would get millions, but apparently they didn't get a fuck thing, which is usually how this plays out. So for any of you young, dumb, crash out hitters out there, the majority of these big cases where a rapper gets assassinated or somebody gets assassinated and it leads back to a rapper, the majority, the shooters don't get paid a fucking thing at all. Nada.
a lot of the Durk fans have been saying there's no evidence, no one was ever paid, there's nothing, but it turns out apparently Durk might have actually finessed all of the hitmen, allegedly, out of any money. So we heard yesterday that there was a conversation in a studio where Durk had basically said to a bunch of alleged OTF members, like, look, anybody that kills Quando or Lil Tim, you're gonna be straight. And somebody said, are we talking like half a ticket or $1 million? And Durk just said, hey, you're gonna be straight, you ain't gonna have to worry about nothing. So basically, apparently all these hitters that got involved in this hit went and did their thing. It sounds like nobody ever got paid. OTF Jam said he never got paid anything by Durk, even though he was definitely expecting something. As far as the murder, he says he was never paid anything. But what is interesting is that he said, all right, because Brian Steele was licking his lips thinking, oh, he didn't get paid, this is going to be lit. But then the feds basically said, but you were expecting something, right? Because that conversation in the studio, people talking about meal tickets and Durk saying you ain't going to have to worry about nothing. He was like, yeah. And then they said, Jam basically said, look, I was never a rapper. I'd never dropped a verse in my life. And then within a few months of the murder, I was recording my first song, The Federal Freestyle. I got paid $10K for that, and it was on the OTF Loyal Bros album, okay? I think it was Loyal Bros 2. Obviously, I've said before.
Look at these comments right here. How can this be murder for hire if he never paid anything? Durk and 7. So it's not a murder to hire if no one got paid. They got nothing because it was never a murder for hire, buddy. Nobody got paid, so it's not a murder for hire. Free share immediately. Laugh my ass off. I gotta sneeze. Oh, I'm allergic to these stupid ass fucking comments. So listen, right? Y'all remember when Cops was on TV before TV got like all pussy? When they used to catch the dudes that were trying to pay girls to smash,
is it
you know
me?
what I'm saying?
Yo, is it me or is he like mad vulgar? I never knew 1090 Jake was this vulgar, man. Okay. All right, let's get to it though.
All that had to be done was, okay, it's $60. Okay, I'm down. And then boom, the cop's like, we got you. You know what I mean? You don't actually have to pay. It's just the intent was there. So because the quote unquote intent was allegedly these guys were going to get paid, that's what makes it a murder for hire. You don't actually have to pay and follow through. It's just the intent, you know, the understanding of there was going to be some type of compensation has to be there.
For that this album is like the ultimate self-snitching album. It's basically got back-to-back confessions. Booney Mo got a song on there called I Know They Know That We Did.
And Academics broke down the album. If y'all want to go check it out, Ac was listening to the music about how fucking Jam was just snitching on everything in the songs. But Jam would say he tried to press Durk about sending him on a crash out mission. Durk said, you missed Quando, but Pab still counts. He was smoking on Vaughn. He can't do that no more. That's some gangster shit. If that's real, that's some gangster shit.
Nigga say you went for Quando, but Pab still counts. Oh, that's crazy work.
You know, he's mad about a crash out mission, and Durk's like, hey, you didn't get Quando, but you got his mans, and that counts. You still get points for that. You know, I'm not gonna give you any money. I'm not gonna pay for your lawyer, but you get points for that.
Oh my gosh, so I just heard something crazy in the courthouse about Durk. So Jam, he's on the stand, he's going crazy up there. When Durk allegedly was on FaceTime with him before the hit, Durk told Jam, hey, go crazy. Well, I guess he wasn't expecting him to go this crazy, but allegedly Jam was pissed off about what was going on, you know, with the hit. He felt like Pab was an innocent man. He felt like he had been sent on a dummy crash out mission. He didn't know Von like that. He wasn't part of the beef. He was frustrated and he felt, you know, low-key pissed off with Durk that he had sent him on the hit. He actually allegedly FaceTimed Durk to confront him about this. And he said that Durk answered and he was at his crib with OTF C3, all right? And he said, I asked Blood. He said, I said to Durk, like out of 1 million people you could have sent on this mission, he said, I just did 12 years. Why you have to send me on that dummy mission with a bunch of people I didn't know? And apparently Durk cut Jam off. He didn't even let him finish. And apparently Durk just responded with a smile. He said, I love you, Jam. He said, y'all didn't hit Quando, but you hit Pab. Pab counts. He was on the internet saying he was smoking on Von. And he can't say that no more. And he was just smiling. He said Pab had been disrespectful about Von's death and that basically it counts. That's apparently what he said. And Durk was smiling at him on FaceTime while that was going.
And keep in mind, everybody listening, this is Jam testifying. But today as well, Brian Steele, Durk's lawyer, cross-examined Jam. And I think I'm going to break that down later tonight. I'll probably do so on Kick, maybe around like 11 p.m. It's going to be later. because I just been fucking working my ass off. I literally just left the gym and jumped right into the chair. So I'm gonna break that down on stream, and then obviously the video is still gonna get posted. But we're gonna break down Brian Steele just cooking Jam, because at the end of the day, there's no federal proof behind this. There's no recovered text messages. There's no wiretaps. This is just word of mouth coming from Jam, who's trying to save himself essentially, because he knows he crashed the fuck out, and he's been saying it the entire time. But my boy's gonna break down Kanye West walking up in there.
All right, so I just see Kanye for the first time. I just see Ye in the courthouse, okay? And basically, it was pretty crazy to see Ye in the flesh. He kind of walked in late. He wasn't there for the very start, but it seems like they low-key be treating the celebrities like VIPs in court, because Machine Gun Kelly was able to cut past all of the media a couple of days ago. Ye managed to get in, even though there was a giant line and he was late. You know what I'm saying? They was making it work for Ye. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Ye stared me down. He looked over to me and just stared me down for an extended period. He looked at me for longer than Durk did when Durk stared me down. I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit like, I'm really in the courthouse getting pressed and intimidated by Kanye West right now. This is straight mind games, okay? Now, what was interesting is he looked down for a lot of the testimony. OTF Jam was literally on the stand. We got Durk, Jam, Ye, me, all in the same room at the same time. It was surreal. Now, one thing I will say, and I'm going to criticize...
That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That's fucking crazy.
Criticize Ye for this, okay? Every time the jury enters and leaves the room, you have to stand. You have to rise for the jury and the judge. When the judge comes in on his own, you have to rise for the judge. And the judge made it very clear that the jury is actually above him when it comes to justice. It's the jury that are making the decision. So the judge, as well as everybody else, rises for the jury to show respect for the importance of the jury's role. You know who didn't rise for the jury? Kanye West. He didn't rise for the jury. He wasn't respecting the jury.
Yeah, but fucking Kanye doesn't respect. Kanye don't give a fuck. It's Kanye. I mean, that's to be expected coming from him. So I wouldn't trip on that, because I'm sure the people, the jurors, were all like, "Oh my god, look at Kanye. Oh, he's not even fucking standing up." Blah, 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 blah. Like, I highly doubt that's gonna do anything negative, you know? Again, we got Kanye West inside the courthouse. Oh, I can't play that. So he had 2 security guards with him, or maybe this is just a court staff and then that's his private security. He's knocking cameras down and everything. Oh, you got me fucked up. Now 6ix9ine would chime in again. 6ix9ine mocks Lil Durk after being brought up in Lil Durk's trial by OTF Jam.
What the rapper 6ix9ine doing, trolling stuff.
The question is, okay, tell us about that conversation. OTF Jam 9 says, I don't know who, I can't remember who initially brought up the trolling stuff, but Blood got talking about it, and he got to talking about what the rapper 6ix9ine doing. This is on this fat ass, musty, black, fucking gorilla ass nigga, Seti Nash. This the bias shit he saying, but
that's crazy. I fuck with Seti Nash. That's fucking crazy.
If you don't like this, let's bring it over here. This thing about to do life off of Instagram comments. Go to the fucking left. This right here, this the 1 foot in, 1 foot out, YN Muslim, alhamdulillah, special model 3.
Oh yeah, yeah, hold on, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
this shit attached?
Yeah,
Oh,
this shit attached. No,
that's the
look.
drill special.
Yeah, this the drill special. This for all the Muslims that wanna,
Like I
you
said,
know, all
no
the
mask needed.
Nah, this the YN. Look, you could do this. You could do this and go on your drills. Yo, look, this thing about to get life off, just off of my freedom of speech.
Talking about it. And you got to talking about what the rapper 6ix9ine doing, trolling stuff.
The question is, okay, tell us about that conversation. Right here.
Durk talks about 6ix9ine trolling him
So, wherever you want to watch it, wherever you want to get your news from, just go buy one of these, the Durk Model 3000s, alhamdulillah. Yeah, I'm gonna do the big Durk. Alhamdulillah, nigga, you don't even know what the fuck you saying, nigga. Fuck out of here. Quick.
And then we got Trap Lord Ross on Twitter, basically just with all of the updates from the day. And, you know, there's some interesting things that were said. Jam claimed he called Durk after returning to Chicago after Pab's murder. He was mad he got dragged into the beef. That's when Durk smiled and you didn't kill Quando, but you killed Pab. And I guess prior to that, Jam claimed right after the murder of Pab, all the killers were in the car on FaceTime with Durk, and he asked, did someone get hit? How many times? Who did what? And they ran into the police literally right after the murder, but obviously the police didn't know what the fuck happened. And Ross would confirm that many of the jurors and public were in awe of Kanye walking into the courtroom. It seemed like a big distraction from the very serious testimony taking place at the time. This case is fucking insane. It's insane. It's only getting crazier. I'm keeping y'all updated as much as I fucking can. I'm working nonstop round the clock. Shout out to my boy Trap Lord Ross though, because he is boots on the ground giving us this content that we can react to. So y'all make sure y'all jump over there, like, subscribe, show some love. I will be streaming on Twitch breaking down Brian Steele cross-examining fucking Jam, so that'll be coming soon. Y'all stay tuned. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. Till next time.
It's a good video. It's a good video. And
make sure
OTF Jam, man. OTF Jam, man. Only thing I could say to this guy, man, don't drop the motherfucking soap, man. This shit is getting crazy. I got one more shit on this little Durk topic, and I gotta switch agendas, man. Hold on. Just one more video on this little Durk. She's trying to catch up on everything. I need another update. Poetic Flacco, 15 minutes, 33 minutes, 9.
The other person who people have speculated may have been informing the authorities is co-conspirator number 2, who's actually one of the shooters. There's been intense speculation on social media that this person is in fact a beloved member of Durk's crew by the name of OTF Jam, someone who Durk frequently rapped about, saying that Jam vets killers for his crew, along with one rather suspicious line where Durk points out that Jam is always very serious when they talk on the phone. Well, real name Casey Hester, OTF Jam was once considered a rising star within Durk's Only the Family label. In 2010, Jam was convicted of a shooting, being sentenced to a minimum of 12 years in prison for attempted murder, and he would complete his jail term in February 2022. Lil Durk would post a picture of the stack that he had for OTF Jam as soon as he got out, with some Reddit Sherlocks counting and deducing it was over $250,000. In an interview in May 2023, Jam himself would verify that Lil Durk had taken care of him, giving him over $50,000 when he got released.
Because he's super solid, but like a lot of, like, you know what I'm saying, he said Jam get out that Jam and give him 50, he ain't got to ask again, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, he ain't got to ask shit, bro. He said he gave you 50, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fact? More than that. Like more than that. But so, can you tell us how much he gave you, or you don't want to even?
No, we ain't gotta get into all that. But bro made sure he made a way for me to be straight. Like he's saying, gotta ask again, you know, like crib, car, all that. They let me take care of anything I need to take care of. Period. Like it's still up.
This is why people were surprised that when a year later, he would become a focal point in reports suggesting that he may have cooperated with the authorities against Lil Durk. Jam even had his very own track on the highly incriminating OTF mixtape, Loyal Bros 2, released just months after the murder of Pab, a song ironically called Federal Freestyle, with lyrics where Jam rapped solo, admonishing others for snitching and asking suspicious questions. After Durk's indictment suggested a member of OTF had been cooperating with the feds by wearing a wire for the span of 2 years, Jam's snitching allegations would surface on various media platforms, and adding to the speculation, a photo would be posted on social media appearing to depict Jam dining on fast food whilst reportedly cooperating with the feds in the case.
What was he eating though? That's what I want to know. Like, what was he eating right here? What was he eating, son? What the fuck tasted so good for this man to be wilding like this?
This photo shared by DJ Academics shows Jam glancing at a security camera while eating, prompting captions like "Bro really snitched on Durk for McDonald's." However, it would later turn out that this image was a AI-generated fake, but that didn't stop the speculation. And the next day, on October the 28th, 2024, internet personality Wack 100 would support the reports that OTF Jam had indeed cooperated, explaining the details in a Vlad TV interview. Wack would go on to explain that although Jam served his whole 12-year sentence, he would get a gun charge that resulted in him wearing a wire for 2 years.
There's a guy named OTF Jam. that was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam
now
got
he
him
put
in
everyone
a
in a jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case, but eventually he flipped.
Yep.
He got put in the jam, and now he's...
Right. OTF Jam did 12 years for attempted murder back, I guess around 2010. He got out in 2022, right around the same time of the Quando situation. And he allegedly had been wearing a wire for the last 2 years.
From 22 to 24.
Yeah.
So he immediately got caught up?
Yes.
Then on October the 30th, footage would circulate on the internet, allegedly showing an uncomfortable looking OTF Jam, footage which people believed showed him wearing a wire near Lil Durk. The viral footage would show a nervous Jam looking anxious around Durk, with many alleging that Jam was looking very uncomfortable, triggering suspicions that at this point he was recording. But there's no proof of that.
Check on your man, I heard you got here to this area. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I never happened to dare. Architect. Metro! He slipped me over there, roll over, arm mark. My little dad, he found me with a cast. I think my shit up, I'm like, man, this nigga booming, man. He laughed. He said, I ain't do that. I say, slow and case. Trying to tell him,
Additionally, unverified claims would surface.
They was winning too much, chat. They was winning too much. He had to.
Alleging that Durk had actually ordered a hit on a woman speculated to be close to OTF Jam after suspecting Jam of being an informant. According to an interview between academics and Chicago reporter Trench's News, the mother of Jam's child actually contacted Durk after Jam was arrested, and Durk refused to pay his bond. An apparent threat was then made to Durk.
Get bonded out then. They don't know nothing about no white, but he did make a threat to Durk, like, if you want to come in, you know what I'm talking about, how you gonna play somebody who be putting in work and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And they took it as a threat, and that he told us. I don't know how he got mixed in with the Quando Rondo, but yeah, they say
I've been holding you down because I heard you say something about like his baby mama called Durk for a lawyer, and Durk may have like brushed it off, and they're like, yo, you're not supposed to brush off my call when I need something. Like, I'm the guy who does the dirt for you.
That's facts. And, like, you got some real demons out there, like, you finna find me out, no matter what I did. Or you gonna come in with me. Sometimes you gotta make them threats and jump off that couch and go snap down money.
According to news reports, on July the 19th, 2024, Octavia Redmond, a 48-year-old postal worker, had been brutally gunned down in broad daylight whilst delivering mail in Chicago's West Pullman neighborhood. A 15-year-old kid ran up to her in front of a house, shooting her 26 times, execution style, and she would die in the hospital.
Developing this morning, Chicago police have released surveillance video of a person of interest in the deadly shooting of a postal worker.
The shooting happened last month in the West Pullman neighborhood. Mugo Odigwe is live in the newsroom this morning with a look at that new video. So Mugo, what does it show?
Well, first off, we know the U.S. Postal Inspection Service is already offering a $250,000 reward for information leading.
It's not no random crime that the nigga baby moms got shot 26 times. Now, there's not that many 26 coincidences. They sent a message to Jam. We could shoot your baby moms, nigga. We could shoot you. Fuck that money we owe you. Fuck you getting out of jail. We gave you enough money, nigga. Take it how it is, nigga. Whoa, that's crazy. Durk was moving wild with this nigga.
To an arrest and conviction in this case. And now Chicago police are hoping the new video gets them closer to the killer. So here's that video on your screen. Part of it shows a man get into a white Dodge Durango near 70th and Campbell. This is right before the shooting. Then at some point, the same video shows a man getting out of that Durango near 121st and Harvard. He runs across the street and out of view. Then he runs back to the car before it drives off. Police say on that day, Friday, July 19th, around 11:40 in the morning, 48-year-old postal worker Octavia Redmond was in front of a home near 121st and Harvard.
This shit hit different because I work for the post office. What she's in is like a fucking pro master right here.
When a man walked up to her and
Yeah, that's a pro master. Damn, they did her dirty, y'all. Please don't kill me.
shot her. She died at the hospital. The Dodge Durango used in the shooting was later found abandoned and torched in the middle of a field on South Holland Avenue. Now, anyone with information on this shooting is asked to call Area 2 detectives, or you can leave anonymous tips at cpdtip.com.
A $250,000 reward would be offered for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of the perpetrator, with an anonymous tip leading up to the arrest of the juvenile killer in Iowa.
Breaking news at this hour, a 15-year-old boy is charged with shooting and killing an on-duty U.S. Postal Service worker. He's accused of murdering 48-year-old Octavia Redmond on 121st at Harvard back in July. Chicago police officers and the U.S. Marshals Great Lakes Regional Fugitive Task Force took him into custody yesterday in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. The teen was extradited to Chicago and is set to appear in juvenile court sometime this morning. Detectives received an anonymous tip that helped identify the suspect.
This murder had been circulated with many headlines that suggested that this was OTF Jam's baby mother. However, a user on X would debunk these claims, alleging that Redmond had absolutely no connection or affiliation to OTF. Official reports and reputable news outlets have not since established any link between Redmond and OTF Jam, hence there's no credible evidence to support the assertion that they had any personal or familial ties. Some users, however, have still ran with this speculation, suggesting that the killing was somehow a targeted attack, with the shooter intentionally approaching her and mistaking her identity as the intended target, with some going even as far as to suggest that this was another hit sent from Durk that ended up killing an innocent bystander. I personally don't buy it. Now, it's important to note that the criminal complaint and indictment documents do not explicitly name Jam as an informant, though they do reference an unnamed individuals and key witnesses by their initials. This has even led to subreddits questioning whether or not it's really Jam who got Durk in the jam, and while I personally believe it's likely that Jam could be the informant, at this stage there's still no proven paperwork to confirm this, and there's really no way of knowing for sure until this goes to trial. In December 2024, OTF Jam would finally break his silence with a scathing social media post denying being the snitch in the case and accusing other OTF members of disloyalty and sloppy behavior, attracting the attention of law enforcement rather than him. Oh my God, it is crazy. So look, I know what you're all here for and we're just going to get straight to it, all right? OTF Jam took the stand. I've got all of my notes from court today, but I'm certain that you guys don't care about what was going on with the detective, what was going on with Brian Steele grilling him, what was going on with me getting screamed at in the hallway. I know you guys just want Jam. All right, you guys want Jam, and I'm going to give you all of the Jam testimony. Now, obviously, I'm sure transcripts will come out eventually. People will cross-reference. And look, I'm not saying that I am the perfect note taker in the world. There might be some small mistakes, some small misquotes in this video. I apologize if that's the case, because I got all the goods. And they said, all right, they basically said, before Jam hit the stand, they said, look, we're going to have cooperators coming in to testify, all right? You got to treat them like you would any other witness. They are in custody. They're not wearing suits, but the judge said you got to treat them like any other witnesses. And while this was going on, Durk was kind of like swiveling in his chair, like he was nervous as hell, all right? He put on a fake smile when he spoke to his lawyer, like he was acting like he wasn't just about to get absolutely deep, battered, and fried. It was, I would not want to be Durk today. It was an absolutely awful day. I was getting a hard time in court, but it wasn't a shred on what Durk was going through. Absolute cookout was going on. So they brought in Jam, all right? Durk looked back at Jam, and it was weird because they sort of brought Jam. I thought Jam was going to come out from behind the judge, and it's like they brought Jam past, but then they kind of tucked him away. It's like, imagine like, I don't know, almost like a stage, like, you know, it's like a podium, but there's gaps on either side of it. So we kind of saw Jam walk past and then back behind it. Durk looked around and saw Jam, caught a glimpse of him, and then he disappeared again. So you could tell his heart was probably beating through his chest. So Jam came out, all right? Durk looked right at Jam and then looked down. Jam looked right back at Durk. It seemed to me like they locked eyes. And the rest was history, man. Durk was looking down. He was looking defeated. It was a tough day for him. So the first thing they said, all right, I wrote down pretty much everything that Jam said. All right, the prosecution asked him, you pled guilty to federal crimes. What were those crimes? And apologies if I got some of the wording on this wrong. I'm not perfect. I'm writing all these notes by hand. My fingers are sore. I have literal calluses. I've got a big sore callus on my thumb where I'm holding the pen. But I'm going hard for you guys to get you as much info. So if any of this is slightly wrong, I apologize. This is all alleged and this is Jam's testimony, okay? I'm not going to have Durk's team screaming in my face again. Not having that, all right? Very unprofessional. But anyway, he said, I've pled guilty to federal crimes of conspiracy to commit murder for hire, kidnap for murder, and robbery murder. 3 murders. He copped out to 3 murders for his deal. Jam, get out that jam. by copping to 3 murders. He identified himself in the footage. They showed the footage of the hit on Lil Pab, and he said, "What do you see?" He said, "I see me. That's me with the red and white Prada shoes." Now, I thought they were Jordans, but turns out they were Prada shoes. I guess Durk did get Jam right after all with the Prada steppers on. It's crazy. All right. The prosecutor said to Jam, "Do you see anyone else who participated in that murder in this courtroom today?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Durk, Dee Dee, and Lil CVL shorty, all right? David Lindsay." But he was like, I didn't know the guy's name. I just knew him. He was a shorty from CVL, which is another set in Chicago. Pointed them all out. Boom, boom, boom. Oh my God, it was savage. It was savage. Anybody else who participated in this murder? Yes. Durk. I could not believe it. I could believe it. I could believe it because I've known about this for years. But it was crazy to actually see what we all knew, what we've known is coming for years to actually happen in front of our faces. Absolute insanity. So after that, they basically said, were you targeting Lil Pab, Savia Robinson, the person that got killed? They said, Jam said, no, we were targeting Quando Rondo. It was meant to be a revenge killing for King Von being killed. And so then it was time to take everybody back. All right, back in history, back to the past, back to the block of Chicago where he basically told the whole story. He said he's from Southside Chicago, Inglewood. He's lived there his whole life and he's 34 years old now. He was involved in the gang, the Black Disciples. And I'm not going to lie to you, when this was going on, I made a note. Drew Findling had his head in his hands. I think it might be over with, but it depends. If Brian Steele can clap back and do a good argument, it's going to be great, but I'm not sure. So he basically explained the blocks and the cliques that he was involved in. He said he was Lamron 300. Lamron 300. He said he got blessed in the Lamron Black Disciples when he was age 9. Durk looked pissed. Durk swiveling in his chair like he looked fuming. He looked fuming, all right? Because you know he hates rats. All rats must die. I hate rats. I hate rats. Well, maybe you shouldn't have expected that somebody was going to value your freedom over theirs, all right? That was a dumb... I said that to somebody in the courtroom. They were like, I can't believe in it. I was like, I kind of can, because it's like Durk thinking his freedom's worth more than Jam's. Jam wants his freedom. 50,000? I said, I said to someone in the court, I said, would you take 50,000 to never be free again in your life? Bro, it ain't worth... It's priceless, all right? I don't abide by the street code. I'm not a gangster, so I can't abide by these ridiculous street codes that you're going to go down and just be solid. So Drew's got his head in his hands. He said, I became a Black Disciple leader. He said stuff about the Black Disciple leadership structure I'd never heard before in my life. He said, I became a minister in the Black Disciples, the BD and the Black Disciple Nation, and it came with a lot of authority. He said that meant I can direct younger members. And they said, how do you rise through the ranks? He said, you can rise through the ranks different ways. They said you can rise through money. They said you can rise through inheriting power from your family, your relatives, if you're, you know what I'm saying? Hang on. How can I turn that off? Why is that coming through my computer? That's odd. I don't even have a device that would be making that sort of noise. So anyway, in addition to that, all right, we basically then heard, okay, that he said, I rose to power in the Black Disciples through violence. He said Lamron and 300 is the same thing. He said 300. I'd never heard this before. They said, where does 300 come from? This is the first time Durk's whole gang affiliations got blown wide open. Right? He blew the back doors wide open on this situation. He said 300, it comes from the movie 300. We never back down. Lamron never backed down. Lamron will never back down like the Spartans. All right? And when he said that, Durk gritted his teeth. Durk was like, he grimaced. All right. He said, Lamron 300, we the Spartans, we never back down. Bro, I ain't never heard no Chiracology, no nothing talking about that before. Jesus Christ. This is going to be a long video. They said, how does the Black Disciples work? He said, we had regular gang meetings where Durk and Dee Dee participated. They had Black Disciple Nation business. They had regular Black Disciple meetings every Friday. But also, if something went down, we would have an emergency BD meeting, depending on the situation. They said that sometimes there'd be other BD cliques. Lamron 300 was its own clique, but sometimes other BD cliques would be convened for these meetings. If there was beef between the cliques, they might meet up and try and squash it. He said, explained some slang. He said, get into it means beefing with each other. He basically said that murders could be discussed at those meetings. You might discuss, gangs and cliques that are into it with each other beefing. He said, I took an oath to the BDs to get blessed in. Bro, people talking about, OTF, it's just some music shit. It's not some mafia John Gotti shit. This ain't a mafia trial. They sounded like the mob. And Durk said in that song, what is it? Went Hollywood for a year. We ain't moving like no street N-words. We moving like the mob. Apparently they were. Jam said, I took an oath when I was blessed into the BDs and I got to abide by 3 laws. I have to sacrifice my life for the nation causes. I have to abide all commands of kings and chiefs. And when he said that, I went, whoa. I have to abide all commands of kings and chiefs? Well, like King Von? Well, like Chief Wook? Well, like Chief Keef? Kings and Chief? Oh. Kings and Chiefs. King Von. King David on King David. It's all making sense. I ain't never heard none of this about the BDs before. Insane. He letting the nation business be known. And number 3 said, I will salute all members of the BDs with a clutched hand and a clenched fist. He said he put his life on the line for the BDs. That's what he signed up for. He said the BDs don't tolerate no disrespect. To be a BD, you got to be loyal and trustworthy to your brothers. They said you got to be able to count on other BDs. When people go to jail and cooperate, you got to count on each other. You must never testify against other members. Clearly, he ain't banging BD no more. He explained get back is when you get revenge for somebody that's killed or shot your homie. He said that's the same as getting your lick back. It's known in the community and in the streets. It's known. If you get your lick back, it's known. He said if you don't get back, you look like a weak block. If you don't get back and you let people just kill people from your block and you don't get back, you get preyed on. He said older black disciples push the issue. Even your family can discipline you if you don't get back. He's saying mothers and grandmothers be getting mad if their kids don't receive get back after they're killed. He said get back is pushed for harder for more important members, and the get back dictates the strength of the block. He said the BDs take respect very seriously. Said if you're a leader, you want people.
I don't want to cut y'all off, but I noticed what he did was he only add like this first part and then he added it to a long part so he could make money. We already covered this video. I'm gonna keep it. Go watch the previous video. We covered this already. So make sure you go tap in. Also, my thoughts on this is looking very spooky. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at every video, every update. I'm trying to make sure today is about that, man. Cause Lil Durk is like one of my favorite rappers, bro. So it's like hearing this shit is crazy. See, he's still dropping videos. But I don't know what's new and what's old. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. We're going to go live on Twitch in a second, so make sure you guys tap in. I got to see which videos is what. Is this 20 minutes? I got to know. I got to know. Alright, or Urban Central. Just gonna watch some shit.
Nah, yeah, I'm cool with Prime.
Alright, look, we back with some videos. So he pressed Bender down for clapping his girlfriend. Let's take a look.
I'm hella close with being. It's really no picking sides with me and like this and that. Boom, boom, get into it. That got something to do with them. They ain't got nothing to do with me.
I learned that when I was like 12, 13 years old. Don't get mad at the nigga.
Like, that's why I'm here trying to protect everybody. I didn't try.
Stay live. What I'm gonna do in a telly?
I'm gonna tell Aiden now. Let's ask him. Let me get on breakfast with him. On God.
On God.
I want to fight that. On God. I want to fight that.
On God. You want to fight Benadine?
What? You think I don't?
Buddy crashed out after Benadine cracked his girl?
Give it to me.
Child of D Green with this man. Hey,
Make sure you guys hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. We're going up today, man. If you on my channel, you know what I'm saying? LB Moolah, man. We was covering the Lil Durk shit and in Moolah We Trust. But we got to get back over to the random videos, man. Let's get to it.
No, hey, bro, y'all remember this dude, Izzy Prime? Y'all remember he's one of Aiden Ross's homies. I mean, come on, bro. Y'all remember him. This guy used to crash out over everything.
I ain't scared of no nigga in this house. I don't care about how big you is, how little you is. I will knock you the
Crushing out, bro.
I am. How about that? I am. On my dead homie. I don't give a I don't give a I don't care. On my dead homies, you gonna read a real nigga. I don't give a I don't care.
Well, why are you squaring up to me, though?
I'm not squaring up to you. You think I'm squaring up to you? It ain't gonna be no fair fight.
In my face, though.
Gang, what you gonna punch me? You gonna punch me?
Fast forward now, he has a real reason to
Niggas like this can't be avoided, bro.
crash out. Apparently his girlfriend was getting cracked by Benda Don. You really can't trust none of these OVO niggas, bro. This is why nobody likes Drake either. How many times do I have to tell y'all, bro? Now I'm so confused because first I seen a clip of this dude Prime telling DDG on camera that Ben cracked his girl?
Wow, nigga, the mic is on the camera. No, it's not. It's right here, bro. You whispering in the mic.
I'm hiding the bitch.
Yeah, I just told you 5 times.
Why you didn't say you had a mic on, though?
Nigga, I just said it 5 times.
Like, get me out of here? You going somewhere, though?
Yeah.
Can I get a coach? Can I say hold on 2 seconds? I'm tight.
Shit! Then I also seen a clip of Prime dapping up Benda Don?
What?
Ain't gonna be there. September 5th, y'all already know the vibe.
Man. Yeah, nigga. Of course,
y'all already know. You gonna be way out there. You just host. I ain't gonna be there. September 5th, y'all already.
Cherry Production.
I ain't gonna lie. Shit like that send you to jail. On God, shit like that will send you to jail. That's fucked up.
Bro, you went out of your way to dap this nigga up after he just cracked the love of your life? That's tough, you know? Nah, Prime, you're a fake demon.
D Green. Alright, bet.
Brought to you by the man D Green. Why am I not selling my dog D Green? Shout out to D Green, eh?
Thank you.
Now y'all literally just seen Prime dap up Benda Don. But I'm also hearing in the same night, Prime crashed out.
There's a guy. He has dreads, he's brown skin. He first he bangs on the side of the black truck.
Wait, hold on. Let me do it without
On
headphones.
the door. So then he goes in front of the black truck and bangs on the hood of it. Bangs on the hood of the black truck. Me and the girls, we're like, what the fuck? And me, I don't like danger. I don't like danger.
Why y'all saying girls? Yes, nigga, we went to the fucking... Yes, we went to the strip club with girls. Yes, nigga, duh, what the fuck? What, you want me to pull up to the club with a bunch of niggas? Come on, bro, act grown. Be your age, bro. You niggas is pushing 30, bro. Some of y'all older than me. Like, stop. Bro, chill, bro. Stop, bro, for real, stop. Yes, nigga. Niggas go to the club with girls. Niggas go to the strip club with girls. That's what niggas do. All right? Come on, bro. Act your age.
He banging on the honestly, and you have to see the look in this nigga eyes. He looked like he didn't care about his life. Like he was willing to risk it all. Like it was so scary. Like he had this like look of like darkness.
Mind you, I didn't know none of this was going on. Maybe I was too lit. Maybe I was a little
what you call it, inebriated, whatever the fuck. But I didn't know nobody was banging on the hood. I was just vibing, just chilling, looking out the window. You know what I mean? When I got security, bro, I turn my brain off when I feel safe. You feel me? I ain't really worried about too much. But I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea whatsoever.
And mind you, DDG has security.
Like a girl. No, not like a girl, but I'm saying what I don't think, like when I'm by myself, I'm in survival mode. Bro, I'm chilling in the whip. I'm good. Silky noticed. Silky was with us. Silky noticed because Silky was in the front seat. I'm in the back. All right, see? Y'all gonna get banned again. Okay? Don't forget I just freed you, bitch. Watch what the fuck you say to me. Cause I'll put you right back in that slammer. Easy.
Nah, nigga DDG's a bitch. You wanna know why? It's because when the Shade Froze got slapped by YK Osiris, this nigga ain't no shit. Ben the Don getting pressed, he don't know shit. It's just pull out, I don't know. I ain't risking my life for you Negroes. I don't know. What the fuck?
See, quick. Let these niggas know, pretty K. It get like that quick. I go right back to 10K. Shut your fucking mouth.
Right? So me and the girls, we kind of, and mind you, the security is driving. So he's stopping, going. So the girls in the back, like there's 3 rows. It's 2 seats, DDG and me, and then the girls is in the back. It's 3 girls. The girls are falling out of the back of the truck, like to the middle. You know what I mean? That's how like hard he was stopping. Then security, he's had enough. So he gets out. I don't know if he was armed or not because I don't ask no questions. He gets out the truck and I say something. I'm like, no. I'm like, no, please, no. Because I don't know if the guy who was banging on the truck had a weapon of some sort. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know how mad he is. I don't even know why he's mad. You know what I mean? So I'm like, no. And then security, like, he get back in and then we pulled off. Cool. I look at DDG and I'm like, what? First off, who was that? And what happened? He wasn't, I don't even think DDG like realized what happened until me and the girls told him. Cause he.
All right, look, let me just say what I saw. So it's hot. My AC fucked up in here, y'all. So I'm just a little hot. But I didn't really know what was going on. I leave the club or whatever, boom, bada bang. And as we leaving out the club, I ain't see nobody jumping on no hood, none of that shit, right? No, I wasn't high. I was just drinking, right? Boom. We pull out the shit. And then I hear, I don't know how to explain it, bro, but it's like banging on glass. Like the glass feel like it's finna break. And it's on my door. Now I know Prime ain't know that was me. I know he ain't know that was me in the car. I know he ain't think that was me. But Prime, you was banging on my window, bro. Like, loud as fuck. I'm like, damn, what's going on? Like, it was like trying to break the window. Mind you, this a rental. You feel me? So if he would have broke the shit, that would have came out of my pocket. You feel me? So I ain't really know. I ain't really know what was going on. And then I peeped, right? And I'm like, is that? I know that ain't Prime, bro. So I see him. And then he like, after that, he like hold on to the handle and shit while we driving though. Like it was a little, but look though, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to put nobody down or make nobody feel like somebody is like egging on what's going on because I fuck with Prime. You feel me? Like Prime been nothing but cool with me. You feel me? But it's like, at the time, I was just so thrown off. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I figured out later on what happened. You feel me? So I gotta be the one to say, nah, yeah, I'm cool with Prime. I'm hella close with Ben. It's really no picking sides with me and like this and that. Boom, boom, niggas get into it. That got something to do with them. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I see where Prime coming from. Now, I don't really know the history of his situation or what he got going on with the girl or whatever the fuck, boom, boom, bada bang. I ain't finna overly react to this shit. But it's like, I see where he coming from in terms of like, you know, the nigga going through, he hurt. You feel me? Like, he feels some type of way. And I'm sure he wasn't thinking in that moment. You feel me? He just going strictly off emotion. But I'm sure like if he would have took a second and been like, you know what? Boom. But I will say this, like, in situations like that, you really can't get too mad at the nigga. We niggas, you feel me? We don't think like that. We don't think like, oh, I'm finna do this because fuck with It's just like, nigga, hey, you know, trying to feel something. Shit happened, boom, boom, boom. Wake up the next morning, you know, it's just like, it ain't really too much to it. You feel me? So you can't get really too mad at the nigga. You feel me? It's more so you gotta put more judgment on the female because she knew what she was doing. She knew who she was fucking. She knew who she was talking to, whatever the fuck, boom, bang. She knew what was going on. You feel me? Niggas don't think like that. Niggas don't think, oh, I'm finna do this because she fuck with this nigga, boom, boom. We don't think like that. We think, oh, she's pretty, I'm attractive, boom, boom, boom. We vibing, boom, boom, boom. This happened, boom, bam. If it turned into something more than that, great. If it doesn't, great. Who gives a fuck? It is what it is. That's how niggas think. But like, I feel like, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, but I think ladies, y'all think this shit way more, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, in situations like this where you fuck with a nigga that know a nigga that know a nigga, you know something that niggas gonna know something. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I ain't gonna say too much. But I think if I'm Prime, I will redirect my anger. Or not anger, but I'll redirect my emotions towards the girl versus the nigga. Because I'm sure, I know Ben. I don't think Ben thought like, okay, oh, this Prime, I'm on it. You know, I don't think that was his intentions at all, whatsoever. You feel me? That's all I got to say about the situation. It is what it is, bro. That has nothing to do with me. It ain't nothing to do with me whatsoever. I was just an innocent bystander, nigga. Like, I'm just lit in my seat, nigga, kicking it, chilling, vibing.
What type of boss he has? May it never find me. May it never find me. I'm good. Cause if I gotta lose my sanity like that, the nigga genuinely tried to drag me into whatever bullshit that he had going on. I swear, I'm not even trolling. Nigga Brown gonna drag me into his bullshit and talk about something. Yo, let me get in your section, bro. Let me get in your section, mind you. I'm in bed section, gang. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I swear, I didn't know what was going on. So after I figured out what's going on, nigga, I'm like, I felt so crazy because I'm like, yo, if something would have happened, I would have looked like the 48. Like, I would have looked so crazy. Like, yo, this thing would have made me look so crazy because I'm not knowing what the fuck is going on. Mind you, me and Ben, we just smoking, chilling, Bobby talk about life, gang. Like, we not worried about no.
Man, what Drake got to do with this, man? What? Ben got 1,000 pictures, bro. What Drake got to do with this shit? Y'all are Clippers, bro. I swear.
Whatever the fuck this shit is. You know what I'm saying? You grown man, I'm not saying to like, bro, what's the last girl you killed? Who girl you killed? No, gang, you talk about getting this money, you talk about how life been streaming, like all this extra shit that's just actually progressive, gang. This nigga is in the club worried about a bitch. This nigga Bron is in the club worried about a bitch that if that's your girl and you tell her to come down here and she's staying up there, nigga, what the fuck you think you need to do as a man, nigga? Go get another bitch.
Let's be fucking realistic, Silky. If that's your girl, nigga, you ain't worried about getting no other bitch right then and there. Come on, be real with yourself, chat. Be real with yourself, bruh. Don't act like y'all like that. Oh, my girl's up there. You know what? I'm just gonna get another one. No, nigga, you gonna be sick. You gonna be sick. When you sick, you don't want no other girl. Be real with yourself. Y'all niggas is not player like that. Come on now. Nigga, if you sick, you ain't worried about no other girl but your bitch. No other girl. Whatever.
And I'm telling this to because he can't say that I ain't telling this to his face. I'm telling this to his face, and he's crashing out this shit. I'm like, okay. He's like, bro, who's the principal? I'm like, that nigga's not your man's game. A couple cap-ups doesn't mean shit. Y'all niggas talk every day? Y'all niggas text every day. Do you text him and say, yo, how you doing, bro? How's life living, bro? No. So why are you entitling a nigga? I will never entitle a nigga to be like, yo, that's my man. And we ain't never have no all-string conversations. We ain't never have no chop-up conversation. That's the only way I'll ever be like, yo, this nigga's my man. If we done chopped it up, hung out all-string, you know what I'm saying? So for this nigga to try to drag me into whatever bullshit that he got going on over some motherfucking girl, like that's the worst. Like, yo, gang, you just said that you want to be back on your shit. You just said you changed. You just showed me every single reason of why I literally cannot trust your word for shit. And the nigga will sit there and they'll see this and be like, man, I'm gonna fuck, man. Fuck that. Fuck him. If you don't feel what I'm saying, fuck that nigga. And I promise you, later down the line, niggas gonna be like, yeah, bro, my bad, bro, I was tweaking. Love hurts, nigga. Pray about it.
Love does hurt. GG's.
This is the middle of the screen. This nigga said, hey, you know what's so crazy? Ben didn't even see this shit. This nigga ran into my car. Yo, this one I got so mad because I'm like, yo, this nigga is not even one. You're not even tagged, you're not even on the right car, gang. Like you're not even tagged, gang. Like you would just, like if you had Glee on you, you would have either got me or you would have got one of these niggas, or you would have got done up.
That is true. That is true. He did say my car. Hey, Silky. That was well, it wasn't neither one of our cars. It was the rental companies. But still, I rented it.
The whole wrong car, nigga. This nigga looks so crazy. Like, just imagine you sitting in the front seat. This is all you see. Banging on a fucking permit. What are you doing? Dang, you're losing it. I'm looking at this nigga, and I'm in the passenger. I'm getting so mad because I'm like, what is you doing, my nigga? What are you actually doing? Chasing it. We stopped the car. The nigga holding on to the door. I gotta tell the story time because some niggas gotta get like a wall of shame. I had to tell the story time. Yo, gang, a girl got you moving like this, game. A girl that, if you get locked up.
Bro, but look though, see, I gotta play devil's advocate, bro. Maybe, I don't know, bro. Maybe y'all relate to the nigga too much. I ain't never did nothing like that, but everybody did a little something. You feel me? Everybody did something. Everybody crashed out about something. He loved the girl. It is what it is, man. Hey. I ain't never bang on no windows, hold on to no shit. Wait, nigga, I done did something before, bro. Like, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, it is what it is, bro. Now, what he did, validated. That was OD, but it's still like, niggas can't just look at this nigga like he just so out of the ordinary. So y'all talking about Tinder. Y'all ain't never had nothing like that then. Plain and simple. Nigga was tripping about some shit he really fuck with. Yeah. Sometimes shit make you go crazy, bruh. You can't get mad at the nigga. The fuck? Y'all niggas acting like y'all so perfect in these comments. Nobody trying to hear that shit. I see right through your fucking username.
Right now. You get locked up right now. She's gonna do the next thing the next day. And I'm telling this to his face in the club. I'm telling it to his face in the club. That very next day, nigga. The very next day. He hold on to the doorknob. Then started driving over this nigga on the doorknob. He started banging on him on the window. Like, what are you doing? Wait, did it work? No, it didn't work. You know why it doesn't work? Because his bitch does not get unfucked from that. You don't. If your girl is able to cheat on you and come back to you, you open with open arms, she don't respect you, nigga. She's never gonna respect you, gang. Ever. She will never respect you, gang. You take a girl back and she did another dick, she will never respect you, gang. Are you crazy? Take that bitch back. Fuck. It's like, look, gang.
See, I can't kick a nigga while he down, bro. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. You feel me? Can't kick a nigga while he down, bro. Nigga was in his feelings. He wasn't thinking He wasn't thinking rational. He wasn't thinking rational. It is what it is, man. Hey, he ain't break the window. If he would have broke the window, maybe I have a different reaction. Maybe. He ain't break the window. It was cool, man. You know, it was a good little. He just crashed a little bit. It was a crazy night though. But booby trap was fun. Went to the strip club afterwards, after the banging on the window. We still proceeded to go to booby trap. We got to booby trap. I got some money out. Ben got some money out. Silky got some money out. We blessed the club with a little bit of money, blessed the beautiful women. We had a great time. Booby trap was fun. You know, we was probably in there to 4, 5 a.m. Good time, man. It was dope. Feel me? And we all got home safe. That's all that matters. Everyone got home safe. Everybody had a great day. That's all that matters. Well, not everybody had a great day, but...
Nah, Prime, you're a fake demon, bro. For what reason were you crashing out on Ben? You were looking to press this nigga for what? It's your bitch that's going.
You talking about go have fun with them niggas then? I'm gonna have a blast. Like, what?
Hate the player. Don't hate the game. You should be mad at your bitch. Go crash out on your bitch. Now, I'm not suggesting you crash out at all, but if you're gonna be mad at your girl, bro. But at the end of the day, she was obviously never yours. This nigga Ben Don literally said he wasn't even trying to crack your girl. He said that shit literally fell in his lap.
Ever get mad at the nigga? Okay? I learned that when I was like 12, 13 years old. Don't get mad at the nigga, because nothing was forced, nor did I even press it or even try. If we want to keep it a buck, like that's why I'm here trying to protect everybody. I didn't try. And that's the last thing I'm gonna say about that. So don't get mad. I don't give a fuck. Pussy come a dime a dozen, and it's only pussy, and I get it when I need it. I didn't need it. I didn't need it. I was chilling. It got thrown. Like, damn, bitch. Okay.
Nah, that nigga said this shit hit him in the head like a frisbee. I'm fucking crying.
Okay. Shit. Okay.
Bro, crashing out over a female, literally risking your freedom over a female that has cheated on you is probably some of the weakest shit you can do. Do you know how mentally weak you have to be to risk your freedom for a bitch that was obviously never yours? Go get a new bitch. Go find a new girl. Bro, weren't y'all in Miami? You could literally find another girl in 5 minutes, bro. Now, I understand this was your girl. Some people are even saying it's your baby mama. Mama! Okay, now, if it was your baby mama, I kind of understand. Help! But no, still. I understand you might have loved her, but what is crashing out on Ben gonna solve? Now, obviously, Ben ain't gonna fight you. Ben and Prime weren't close homies. He ain't owe you no type of loyalty to not crack your bitch. If she wants to get past, let her get past. John Stockton!
Had your bitch going, ain't even in my prime yet. Them diamonds look cloudy, ain't even seen them shine yet. Is you fine yet?
Give it to me.
She gave me head, I ain't even had to try yet. Bang on this door, oh, you must ain't scared to die yet.
Shout out to D Green with this, man. Hey.
She got on top, said she never felt the sky yet.
She got on top because she never felt the sky. Yo, nah, bro. Y'all gotta stop with these AI songs, man. D Green do this for every song, and it's always funny, bro. All right, look. We gotta keep it going. Man. It's getting too comical today, man. It's getting too comical, bro. Let's see what we got here. This one. Whatever's on my feed, that's like what I'm reacting to, bro.
All right, so I'm back outside the court.
All right, so we're gonna watch this Brian Steele video. No, well, Trap Lord Ross. I'm fucking tired. Let's get to it.
House, man, we got all of the Free Dirt gang out here once again, man. Who's out here? Who's out here with the Free Dirt gang? The Free Dirt gang are outside. I'm not gonna lie, it's a less hostile crowd today. Maybe that's because Brian Steele just got up there and put some belt to ass to Jam. I'm not gonna lie, we heard a lot from Jam yesterday. I feel like everybody takes their anger out on me. Like, I'm not Jam, okay? I'm not the one testifying against Dirk. I'm just trying to give the facts. But what's going on is it seems like people are cool with me. People are cool with me when Brian Steele is putting belt to ass, and that's what was going on. Brian Steele went absolutely crazy on OTF Jam. There were moments that Steele seemed like he was whooping Jam. He caught him in a couple of lies. Yeah, everybody, who's lying, who's telling the truth? Jam said a couple of things this morning that didn't add up to what he said this afternoon when Brian Steele was questioning him. So I ain't gonna lie, we see him why Brian Steele making those millions. He went pretty hard on Jam. He caught him in some contradictions, and I'm not gonna lie, Brian got pretty personal on Jam at certain points. He said a few comments to basically like call him out, saying like, this is what you do, you're a cold-blooded killer. They even said to him, there was one moment where the judge kind of like, you know, was basically saying, you get into the philosophy now, because Jam was basically saying, look, if I didn't kill Pab, if I didn't participate in this, I didn't know what I was even meant to be doing until I was flown out there. And if I said, no, where I'm from, if you stop someone getting killed, that's what gets you killed. And so Brian Steele was hitting him with these philosophical questions, being like, oh yeah, well then what makes you think that your life was worth more than somebody else's? This is just what you do. You're a cold-blooded killer. It was pretty crazy, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna give you a whole bunch of updates from my notebook in separate videos. But Brian Steele went ballistic on Jam, but Jam had a few good moments where he kind of clapped back, and I'm not gonna lie, everybody comparing this to the YSL Woody situation. Jam smarter on that stand than Woody. No disrespect to Woody. I know Woody don't like me anyway, so it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I feel like Jam a lot smarter, he a lot slicker. He low-key was disrespecting Brian Steele at certain points. And Brian Steele was disrespecting him back. There were a few things that sounded kind of...
Bro, the nigga sent you on a hit. You snitched on a nigga. That nigga is cooked. I love Lil Durk, but that nigga is cooked, bro.
Improper.
Because it's like, is this case and another case?
I was a little bit confused by some of the things that were being allowed to slide, but at the same time, you see why Brian's still worth them millions, okay? He was looking sharp up there. There was a lot going on. Yesterday, it was like he was throwing a bunch of tantrums, objecting to everything. The government didn't really object too many times. They let Brian Steele have his way. They seemed pretty confident in what Jam was saying. Jam seemed pretty confident in what he was saying, but there were a few times that he got tongue-tied. So I'm going to break down all the little specific little skirmishes that happened between Brian and Jam in a bunch of separate videos. So I'm going to get to that straight after this. But you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Free Dirt crew. There's definitely a much more positive vibe out here today, man. I was getting all kinds of like, you know, weird things said to me yesterday, but it's almost like because Brian Steele put in work, maybe I'm safe today. So shout out to Brian Steele, man. You know what I'm saying? You saved me today. But I don't know if Brian Steele gonna walk past soon. I saw him walk out yesterday, but hey, he killing it out there, man. Stay tuned for more updates. Okay, so one of the alleged lies that apparently was told by OTF Jam that was getting called out by Brian Steele apparently related to his family and the fact that he claimed that he was given help. Now, I told you guys earlier that OTF Jam said something where he was kind of probably trying to elicit a little bit of sympathy, where he basically said that he became the man of the house at 12, same age that he started doing shootings, and that he basically, you know, was putting food on the table. He was robbing people. He said that he was an armed robber, he said he was an armed robber, not a strong arm robber. And at some points, things got so real for him and his family, he had to literally stick people up with guns for food, okay? Well, Brian Steele and them kind of clapped back, and they basically, look, I was 15 minutes late. There was a lot of difficulty getting the media into the room, but we got into the room 15 minutes. So I didn't see how the prosecution's, examination of Jam ended. But what we did see is I basically walked in there and Brian was already on his ass, all right? He was already putting belt to ass. And the first thing I heard was Brian Steele say, hey, you never really supported your family, did you? Jam said, hey, if my mom was here, she would tell you. And then basically there were a bunch of sidebars, and what was crazy, something was going on, something improper had been said, they weren't happy about it, and there was a bunch of sidebars. What was crazy, I'm not gonna lie, Jam laughed, he was laughing and shaking his head. People were talking about he was shaking his head before, I see that, but hey, people were acting like he was shaking his head like, man, I can't believe I'm telling. Nah, he was laughing, shaking his head, looking at Durk. Him and Durk were looking at each other, smiling at each other, low-key on some like, yeah, I got you, like, hey, all right, we're gonna see, my lawyer finna beat your ass. on the stand. And what was basically crazy is that Brian Steele was forced to move on. But we actually heard at the end of the day, after the jury had left the room, apparently Brian Steele is trying to get some information across that the prosecution are having an issue with. But Brian Steele allegedly, and the defense, they're trying to basically make this case that apparently Jam's family hate him. Apparently, like, he's hated by his family. None of them are here. The judge was like, look, we don't want to be over here talking about, like, why his family aren't in the court. It's not really fair to say, why aren't your family in the court? You know, there's multiple reasons they could be there. They could be scared. They could be, you know, not there because, you know, they feel like it's too far to travel to California. They could be sick. So them not being there doesn't say anything, but it's like trying to make this case that Jam's family hate him is going to be difficult. So that kind of wasn't allowed, but it sounds like that might come back. They might find another way to attack Jam's character, but literally from the get-go, they were putting belt to ass, and Jam was laughing, shaking his head, looking over at Durk. They were looking at each other. That was wild, but there was a lot more, and Jam went back and forth with Brian Steele. Brian Steele beat him up a little bit, and then Jam kind of hit him back. It was crazy. So stay tuned for more updates. I've got a lot more coming. So Brian Steele went down a pretty predictable path of trying to attack OTF Jam today. It didn't quite go his way, but he definitely did make a good point. One of the most obvious things that we knew we was going to hear regarding Jam was obviously his cooperation. Now, he's copped out to 3 murders, and, you know, obviously he is expecting something in exchange for cooperating and, you know, trying to help put Durk away. Now, Brian Steele said, you're testifying under an agreement, right? You hope to be released. And then Jam was basically like, not released, I'm looking for something. And then Brian Steele's like, do you want to be incarcerated? He said, look, you do the crime, you do the time. I just don't want the rest of my life, though. He basically said, I want to be free at some point, and he would refuse to say that he was expecting a specific amount of time. He basically just said, look, I want numbers, I don't want my whole life. And Brian Steele was hitting him back. He said, hey, well, I heard that you told one of your loved ones that you only expect to serve 18 months. And Jam was like, someone I love? What? Who are you talking about? He said, you told your wife on a jail call you was only expecting to be in there for 18 months and you're going to be in home for you know, for one of your kids' birthdays. And he basically said, I don't remember saying that. I don't know what you're talking about. And it was interesting because it's like, I thought Brian Steele was about to introduce some evidence to that, but then he didn't. He kind of moved on. But then he continued on talking. I'm not going to lie. I think he was striking fear into the hearts of the jury. The idea that this guy who allegedly, not even allegedly, he's admitted to catching 3 bodies, might just be back out here on the streets. But it was basically made clear that he wasn't planning, he wasn't expecting to be out soon. You know, Brian Steele's saying, what, you thought you could manipulate your way to get out of custody? You've been in and out of custody your whole life. You understand the criminal system. You're street smart. He said, I'm street smart, but I never said I understood the criminal system. So another thing that Brian Steele said, he said to Jam, he said, look, now you're on the witness stand, you're hoping you'll get back on the street. Apparently Jam said, yeah, I guess. And they said, well, you're the reason why Durk's in court. And after that, he basically said, well, no, I just told the truth. Brian Steele said the truth's going to be decided by the public or the jury. And then he said, you're begging and hoping for a guilty verdict on Durk so that you can get out. Jam clapped back. He said, no, I'm not. I'm just here admitting my side and being honest. Brian Steele said, you want to go home? Jam said, look, I just want a number. I want to go home at some point. Brian Steele said, you want to go home immediately. You realize what you did. You were on this crazy mission to do murder and you're trying to get out of it. So look, to be honest, I feel like it was kind of very interesting. I feel like maybe Brian Steele thought that it was going to land harder, this whole thing of like, you're just cooperating to get out of this. But look, Jam was prepared. Jam was coming a lot more prepared than YSL Woody when it came to this questioning. Jam seemed to basically be arguing, look, I'm not expecting to get any specific amount of time. And there was even mentioned afterwards, I think there was one point where Jam actually said, look, like, judge could give me life if he wants to. Like, I don't know. I've not got any agreement. And so it's going to be very interesting to see what he ends up getting. Apparently, he might still get some time off, even if Durk doesn't get convicted. So that was Brian Steele's angle. I don't think it necessarily landed perfectly, but like it was interesting. So there was a crazy moment in court when Brian Steele was cross-examining OTF Jam, and Brian Steele was definitely putting in some work. He was really doing his best to trash Jam's character, and he got off some very interesting points. He obviously got him to, you know, retell the situation where he had allegedly done like hundreds of armed robberies, over 100 armed robberies. And he basically very dramatically retold the story of OTF Jam's first alleged body when he was 17. He basically said, and it was very interesting, he was talking about, you know, you do armed robbery, you take advantage of situations for your benefit. Jam said, you got to explain what you mean a bit better. It's so funny because then Brian Steele said, well, look, you might want to take my watch. And then Jam said, I never stole a watch in my life. You just made up a story. What are you talking about? So OTF Jam was a lot more feisty on the stand than other people that we've seen. But Brian Steele basically told the story very dramatically. Obviously, he's very good at telling stories and building a narrative. He said at 17, you went to a store, you locked the door, you trapped your victim with you and your armed friend. Jam clapped back. He said, nah, it was only me that was armed. He said you had your gun loaded. You didn't know if the person in there had a family. You knew nothing. You just wanted to get what you wanted. And he said that when that clerk didn't want to be under your control, what did you do? Jam said, I killed him. And Brian Steele said, not just that, you blew his brains out. That was very, very dramatic, but obviously I see what he's trying to explain. Now, Brian Steele said when you blew his brains out, Jam said, yeah, I blew his brains out. When Brian Steele went on, he said, did the brains get all over you and the gun? And Jam went, well, no, that's not what happened. So Brian's still painting this picture, and Jam kind of like, bro, that's not how it went down. There wasn't no brains on me and the gun. Like, that's crazy. But then Brian Steele said, that's what you do. After he said you blow people's brains out, that's what you do. Jam said, well, that's just your opinion. And he said, you let him lay and linger. And Jam was like, what are you trying to say? I didn't do CPR? But Brian Steele, he basically said, you slaughtered a human, you took his property, and he drove back to Chicago and bragged. And Jam said, I didn't brag about it. Brian said, you thought about it? Jam said, I actually did. They said, what did you do about it? And he said, I thought about it and I called a gang meeting. They said, you ever meet with the victim's family? He said, nah. Brian Steele said, you just went on with your life. It didn't bother you? And he said, no, it did bother me. That's why I called a gang meeting. But then that was dramatically followed by him saying, you killed other people. Jam said, who? He said, Lil Dean. Jam said, you know I didn't murder him, right? And then suddenly there was a sidebar. That kind of kicked off a whole fury in the courtroom. There was then a private conversation. After that, it was made clear, basically they went back and forth. And Jam said, this was a kidnap resulting in death. I pled guilty, but I didn't pull the gun. I didn't kill him. I didn't even see him get shot. And later on, Brian Steele asked him about the Lil Pab incident and basically said, you flew out there, you didn't know, but when you were told in Hooters that you were going to kill Quando, you went along with it. Brian Steele said, murder is in your heart. It was crazy. And Jam laughed and he just went, no, it's not. And Brian said, you don't care who you hurt. He said, yes, I do. So Jam's saying that he got a heart, even though he got 3 bodies. And, you know, he's still out here. All right, so look, one of the interesting things that came up was kind of this big argument that OTF Jam was trying to make, that he didn't really want to murder Quando Rondo. Obviously, it ended up killing Lil Pab. That he didn't really want to do it. He didn't get told until he landed in California that that's what they were there for. That's the purpose that they were there for. And he kept making this argument that, like, if I didn't go along with it, where I'm from, if you stop someone killing someone, that gets you killed. Now, Brian Steele had a lot to say about that. He's saying that the facts don't really match up. He's saying that you didn't backtrack. You didn't try and stop. You had no hesitation. You landed in California, got told the plan, and your to-do list was one thing, murder. And it was interesting because he was like, look, you only even opened up and kind of, cooperated about this when you got arrested for a gun and you was trying to get out that jam. He was saying you didn't self-surrender. Your guilty conscience didn't get the better of you and cause you to walk into a police station. And he basically went on to say you didn't try and stop it. He said, I texted Dee Dee. I was trying to stop it. I didn't say stop it, but I was trying to say it's too hot. These guys ain't prepared. We don't know these guys like that. And basically, they're saying, why didn't you stop it? You're meant to be a high-ranking BD minister. You're the highest, most dangerous rank that you can possibly be. Jam clapped back. He said, look, not every minister is dangerous. And then Brian Steele was like, well, you're dangerous. And then Jam was just like, not all ministers are dangerous. And Brian Steele said, well, if you texted Dee Dee a bunch of stuff trying to stop the murder, where are those texts? Why can't you show it? He said, I can't. So I don't have my phone. I don't have them texts. And then Brian said, well, as a BD minister, you could have given the gun back and walked away. Jam said, it's not that easy. Obviously, he said previously that he was mad at Durk. He said, I don't know why they called me. I'm not the only minister. But he said, when I came home from jail, OTF was everything and Durk was the leader. Brian Steele said, yeah, well, according to you, but if you had a conscience, you could have just left. Jam said, it's not that easy. Brian Steele said, what, you'd rather kill a human that you didn't know than walk away? Jam said, or get killed myself. And Brian said, what, you think you're more...
Damn, so if you don't kill nobody, you gotta get killed? Kind of gang? Yo, I'm happy I ain't in no gang, son. I be saying Moolah gang, but that's just niggas I went to high school. I don't even fuck with them niggas no more. I'm just holding it down because Moolah is a part of my name, man. Unless you see me throw up the...
more important than the people you kill? Jam laughed and said no. There was a funny moment where Brian said to Jam, he said, look, you're a dangerous man, right? And he was like, he said, you're objectively a dangerous man. Jam said, I don't know what objectively means. He said, you're dangerous, like right now. And Jam laughed, he went, I'm chilling. Later on, Brian Steele basically said, why do you feel like other people should die so you don't have to die if you felt like you would be killed if you walked back from this? And basically, they were kind of talking about that. They kind of went back and forth about that. And then they said, why didn't you, why didn't you stay at the scene, like, if you were that worried? He said, look, obviously I'm not going to stay there. Nobody would just stay at the scene after committing a crime like that. No one would do that. And Brian Steele said, well, you're different. You're not like everybody else. This is what you do, Mr. Minister. And basically, like, Jam laughed at that point. He said, yeah, I'm different for sure. And then he pointed at Dee and he said, well, he a minister too. And then Brian said, well, you're a professional. Jam said, we're not professionals. We just paying attention to the situation. So there were some pretty insane claims about disrespect that Jam had apparently showed to Durk when he was being cross-examined by Brian Steele. Now look, I don't know how true this was, and Jam denied everything. But Brian Steele made a very interesting point, right? And you could tell he was onto some shit, because Brian Steele basically brought up a woman's name. I won't say her name, all right, because it's not really important. But he basically said, you came back out of jail, you said you had no money, Durk sorted you out some clothes, and you put your parole to an address. It was a woman's address. Brian Steele said the name and Jam laughed. He went, yeah. They said, you lived at her house. He said, look, I used her crib as a parole site, but I wasn't really living there. And they basically said, you had a sexual relationship. He said, we hooked up once, all right? Jam's basically saying, like, look, something was going on with me and her, all right? So Brian Steele basically said, look, you think she's a good person, right? Yeah? Jam said, yeah, she's a good person. And then Brian Steele dropped the bomb. He said, did you tell her that Durk is your bitch? He said, I never said that. And then Brian Steele said, you told her Durk is a hoe. He said, never. And then Brian Steele said, by the time you got out, Durk's career was booming. And you said that he owes you because he used your name in so many songs. He basically, Jam kind of kicked off. He was like, that makes no sense. How could I be responsible? How could I be claiming that I was responsible for his success? He only mentioned me in a couple of songs. They weren't even his biggest songs. That ain't making no sense. He was clapping back at Brian Steele. Then Brian Steele said, I know. This was crazy. He was like, this ain't making no sense. Brian Steele was like, I know, you often don't make sense. It was like, oh, that was a burn. Brian Steele then clapped back. He said, you said that Durk works for you. Jam said, no, I didn't. He said, you said that you were going to get rich from Durk. He said, no. He basically said, you were in a studio in Atlanta. Durk took you and others to that private room, and that's when they told you Quando has to be killed. So it was kind of like he set him up with a bunch of stuff that he was going to then deny, and then he hit him with the big doozy, which was obviously this whole thing about, Durk had said that there was $1 million bounty, all of that kind of stuff. And basically, he was saying that, that's what you said in your testimony, right? But you didn't say it in your interview. Now, that was crazy. He kind of caught him in a lie. And then they played a segment of a recorded federal interview with OTF Jam. And basically, he said that Durk had actually never spoken to him about Quando, never spoken to him about no bounty, that they hadn't had the conversation about that before the murder. It was a big contradiction, and it made Jam look really bad. In light of all the stuff that he had just said, they brought up a bunch of statements of him disrespecting Durk, basically painting the picture that he denied of, like, being jealous of Durk's success and thinking Durk's a hoe and thinking he was going to get money out of Durk. Jam was clapping back. He was basically saying, yeah, I didn't say it in that interview, but there's more to the story than that. You taking little segments of the interview and you painting a narrative, but there's way more to the story than that. But he, unfortunately, Brian Steele was smart. He never actually let Jam kind of get to that part of the story, but maybe we'll hear it tomorrow.
Yo, that's a lot, chat. Now, my thing about this whole case is I be thinking, like, Jam is cooking them. Like, if you have a nigga that basically says, yo, this nigga made me kill these niggas, and there's a reason why, and I don't even know the reason why he got me killing these niggas, it's like you contradicting yourself, but you also digging a grave for a nigga. Jam, if they give you 20, 30 years, this snitching was not worth it. This was just because niggas killed your baby mother. But we're going to see, man. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you guys some updates, so make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, because we drop videos every single day. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I got one more video on this channel. I want to do 3 videos on each channel every day, just trying to stay very, attentive to what's going on. So make sure you guys hit that sub button. We're on the road to 50,000. Hold on. I'm trying to get 3 videos cooked up.
Bullshit your.
All right, so Boosie snaps at Raw Wave calling him a. Okay, all right, let's get to it.
Say it's up, boy. You done took 15 music and made a career out of it. Boy, you a straight bitch.
Boosie, man, you need to cut that shit out, man. You talking about letting it go. I ain't letting shit go. No, you a f***ing hoe. And you broke my heart threatening a lawsuit. Acting like a bitch, acting like one of these hoes or something.
Why you ain't been saying something? The night before you drop, you won't say something. You took 31 shit. You a serial stealer.
Man, this Boosie and Rod Wave situation just went from a music business dispute to a full-blown rap beef. Cause Rod Wave went on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay talking about how he was just showing love to Boosie. Boosie heard that interview and basically said, stop playing victim. And then Rod Wave came back with the nuclear option. I offered you $100,000. And Boosie's response, yeah, let's just say Boosie was not accepting that apology package. Now this whole situation goes back to Rod Wave sampling Boosie's music. Rod had used Boosie's 2010 song Long Journey for his own track with the same title. Rod recently told Shannon Sharp that from his perspective, he was paying homage.
What happened to that Boosie incident? If like he threatened to sue you about a lyric or something?
Boosie on fire, man. I don't know. Boosie on fire, man. I had the Boosie fade, man. That shit crazy, man. I just was showing love, you know what I'm saying?
He didn't take it as that.
I guess he didn't, man. But it's so crazy because, like we said, like, you know, growing up in certain, like my adolescence, you know, the people that I looked up to, like the real guys in my life, like my dad and my uncle, them boys were gone, them boys were up the road.
Right.
They stood on whatever business they was on. So the TV screen, the YouTube or whatever was our role models, you know what I'm saying? And everything they talked and preached and did, we lived. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And maybe it wasn't even real, you know what I'm saying? And that's the hard part.
Is that really? Because I heard people, you know, you never want to meet your idols because they're never what you think they are.
Yeah, and it might rearrange something in your brain. Cause now I'm just like, I'm anti-old.
Basically said Boosie was somebody you looked up to him.
Oh my God, Rod Wave. I gotta pick Rod Wave over Boosie though. Boosie's washed up now, bro. I don't know. Y'all let me get in the comment section. What y'all think?
When he was just showing love. But Boosie wasn't hearing none of that. Boosie jumped online and said this wasn't some random one-time situation. According to Boosie, Rod Wave has allegedly done this multiple times with Trill Family Music. And Boosie basically said, you wouldn't do that to another artist, you did it to me because you know I'm a real one. And that's when the temperature went from business disagreement to, oh, y'all really don't like each other. But then Rod Wave came out swinging.
Boosie, man, you need to cut that shit out, man. You talking about letting it go. I ain't letting shit go. No, you a f***ing hoe. And you broke my heart threatening a lawsuit. Acting like a bitch, acting like one of these hoes or something. You threatening with a lawsuit. You threatening to take it to court like a f***ing police. Like you, what the f***? I knew from the jump. I had sampled so many of Trill found the record label property. I sampled so much and interpolated so much of their music. I already had a relationship with your label. I knew from the jump you didn't own the music. So when I reached out and I offered you $100,000, fam, you said that wasn't enough. You got me f***ed up. I ain't going for nothing. Ain't nobody finna be pressing me or starting me. You got me f***ed up. I ain't give you nothing. And you threatened to go to court. You a hoe. You ain't no gangs. You ain't nothing. Try to take me to court.
Rod basically said, Boosie, cut that stuff out. And Rod claimed he had already had a relationship with Boosie's label and knew Boosie didn't completely own the music in question. But here's where everybody's eyebrows went up. Rod Wave said he still offered Boosie $100,000 to settle the situation. And according to Rod, Boosie said that wasn't enough.
I told dude, bro, give me $200,000 and 25% of the record going forward. And I'm not gonna sue you or nothing, bro. Cause you done already made money off my thing and you done made people choose sides in the industry. You done affected me in that way also. This dude thought I was gonna tell him $2 million. That's what he thought I was gonna tell. No, I'm not gonna tell you $2 million. I don't own 100% of it. Give me 200 grand, bro, and 25% of the record, bro. Dude was like, man, okay, bro. Can I meet you halfway with 150? I'm like, bro, I gotta get the 200. I'm already spending 30 to my lawyer to sue you.
Now imagine being Rod Wave and you thinking you showing love and you getting a real legal dispute. You say, all right, here's $100K. And the response is basically, run that number back. That's when Rod Wave said he wasn't giving Boosie anything.
No, but it's like, yo, you just paying homage. You look up to them and now you influenced by them and now you making music sampling they shit. You didn't just drop it. You just say, you know what? I got some money for you. That nigga said, fuck it, double that bread. And I want percentage of what you making. It's basically hating on people that's coming up and say, you know what, man, I'm broke. I ain't making it like that. And not broke like, you know, regular people broke, like rich people broke. Like, nigga, my career ain't popping like that for me to miss any bags on every bag. He tried to do the same shit to Young Blue, and he doing the same shit to Rod Wave. Any new nigga that come up, any affiliation with his music, he trying to tax your ass. And even and Boosie's so crazy, bro, because this nigga be having promoters stiff him on the back end. This nigga be so corny lately. And then he's fucking arguing with Vlad TV. It's a money thing. Boosie's money hungry, man. It's like, you're old, man. Just fucking invest your money, man. Stressing. Jay-Z, fucking Kanye West would never.
And Rod Wave made it very clear he wasn't letting that go. Well, when Boosie heard this, he went nuclear.
Boy, shut your pussy ass up, boy. You done took 15 music and made a career out of it. Boy, you a straight bitch. Let's talk about it. You done took 20 music and made a career out of it. Boy, you's a old bitch. Talking about your heart ain't never been broke. But every song you talking about your heart broke. You a cap rapper. You got the whole world saying for nothing.
Boosie must have watched that video with his blood pressure on 100 because Boosie came right back and absolutely cooked Rod Wave.
Shut your bitch ass up. Clown ass. Talking about you looked up to. What the f you looking up to and you ain't never done nothing like these. Boy, you a bitch. You done took everybody's shit. You a Muppet, baby. Pussy ass.
Boosie called Rod a straight bitch and accused him of taking music from numerous artists and building his career off those influences. He even had to chat GPT how many times Rod Wave stole people's music and found out that he used 15 other people's music and made a career out of it.
Chat GPT say you done took 31 songs. You owe everybody, not including me. You owe everybody. You a serial stealer. Yeah, let's talk about it. Oh, you offer me 100. Yeah, you offer me, and we agreed. We agreed. Say you was gonna give me 150. We agreed. You say for all the shit you done took, you was gonna look out for me. We was talking friendly. Now it's time for you to drop an album tonight. Now you won't bring up Boosie on the couch? You ain't slick. This shit been dead. Why you ain't been saying something? The night before you drop, you won't say something. You took 31 shit.
You stupid bitch. You fell for the fucking temptation. You fell for the temptation. That's why Drake and Jay-Z beefing, nigga. Every time fucking Jay-Z got a fucking album, nigga, he over here throwing some shots at Drake, making Drake's fucking life harder, nigga. Every time Jay-Z about to drop, nigga, everybody thinking they beefing, they not beefing. It's fucking free promo. You saving in the marketing budget. If y'all niggas get along, kumbaya, y'all holding each other dicks, it don't do shit. But call me a bitch 5 million times. You got Rod Wave name popping. It's already popping. He made good music. Oh, it's over. It's what Lil Durk did to 6ix9ine. Fell for the bait.
You a serial stealer. The f out of here. Talking about take you to court. You lucky the whole industry ain't taking you to court. Now you won't talk about that ain't gang. Is you a gangster? Are you a businessman? Don't try to switch it to no gangster shit. You don't try to flip it on no gangster shit. You a rapper. Oh, sad ass. Hey, you got children in they self while you at home eating pork chop. Gone, nigga.
Man, this ain't even a sample dispute anymore. Now it's Grand Theft Auto Hip Hop Edition. Because Roddy's saying I was showing you love, and Boosie is basically saying that's not love, that's intellectual property. And the crazy part is, Rod isn't denying the sample. So now we're all sitting here trying to figure out, was this really about money or was it about respect? And Boosie basically saying, don't use my music and then go national television telling my side of the story. And this is why hip hop beef is undefeated. Because 1 minute we're talking about publishing rights, the next minute we're talking about who's a victim, and then somebody's getting called a bitch. Somewhere in the middle, 100.
Listen, man. We here for the long term, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button, comment, subscribe, man. How I felt about this shit, man. This shit was funny, bro. Out of all the videos I done made in a minute, man, I think this got to be my last video today because it's just that funny, bro. I want y'all niggas to see this video, bro. This shit's too funny, bro. This shit is too funny, man. Oh, man, son. Boosie and Rod Wave beefing. Rod Wave have been stealing a couple niggas' songs. I remember one time I listened to he fucking sampled Song Cry. I was like, damn, nigga, you can't be original for shit. God damn, bro. Like, the fuck? I don't know. I told my ex that shit. She thought I was crazy, but who's crazy now, man? Who's crazy now? All right, yo, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, man. How many videos I've done did? How many videos I done did? I think we're gonna stop at 4. We at 3 right now. I think four videos is good today. 4 videos is good. 4 videos is good. Let's see what's on the For You page, man. Am I missing anything? Look, Maxon can't stay covered because I know more. Who gives a fuck? Oh God, love. This nigga King Yella still in his car, beating his meat. OTF named this cold. Spoiler dropped the low. Okay, Hookah Anonymous. Response to the giving a head. Everyone else always ends up alone. What the fuck is this? I mean, I guess we could get into this, right? Alright, so we got Rakai brings Ty's little sister Sydney to the Clover House. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Let's see what this is about.
Hey, it's a pleasure to meet you. Okay, let's do okay, it's a pleasure song. W. Oh my god, it's a pleasure to meet you in person. Oh my gosh. Dang.
Nice to meet you.
Oh my gosh. So wait, what's up? That's a South Africa song?
Mm-hmm.
South Africa. Oh my gosh. You smell so amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like your cut.
My haircut?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm getting freeform and stuff like that. So like how you how you been?
I've been good.
Huh?
I've been good.
Good?
Why are you not looking at you looking
yeah, I'm gonna tell her. But your chat said you look beautiful, you look outstanding, good. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
How was your flight?
It was good.
It was good? Okay. Oh my gosh. I can't believe we actually chat. We actually made this happen for real.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, when you start streaming?
Pardon?
So when you started streaming?
Like 2.5 weeks ago.
2 weeks, damn.
Yeah.
So what made you start though?
I always wanted to, but I just didn't, and then I was just like, let me start.
Okay. Put your leg down. Chat, chill, chat. So hold on, so this is your first time at Atlanta?
Yeah.
Damn. So far you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you do anything outside?
No.
No? Okay. Listen, this is called the Clover House, okay?
The what?
Clover House.
Clover House.
Clover House. Yeah, this is Clover House. I bought everything and stuff like that. Cause so basically, I'm gonna tell you a long story, okay?
Okay.
So
Nigga said I bought everything. Okay, buddy.
basically, listen. So basically, I seen some talent in these people that live here. I seen talent in Ray. I seen talent in Talil, Punga, Dez, and stuff like that. Reggie, see talent in them. And then basically I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a house for them and then see what it could do. So that's what I did, feel me? You know what I'm saying? So it's a nice house so far, you know what I'm saying?
It is, it's huge.
It's huge?
Yo.
Yeah, it was yeah, I'm saying it was a big tab. It was a big tab for me. It was a big tab for me. But since I love them so much, I'm just, you know what I'm saying, gonna just do it. You know what I'm saying? Basically investment. You feel me?
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah. So your nationality is South African? You're South African?
Yeah.
Okay. So your flight was mad long?
It was
15. You know how to freestyle?
I can try.
Listen, I'm very good at freestyling, like very good.
Okay.
So my chat always like, oh my God, Ricardo, freestyle. So I thought we should freestyle. One time. So we started getting to everything. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. But I think you should go first though, okay? You want me to go first?
Are you gonna give a word and then I...
No, not a word. Just like whatever comes to your mind. Just
Okay.
Freestyle.
You go first.
Me go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got tattoos?
Yeah, I got a tattoo. Yeah. You have any tattoos?
No.
No tattoos. Yeah, I just got this like. When I got a tattoo? Yeah, like 3 weeks ago. It's peeling and stuff. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go. Then you go. Okay. All right. Listen. Look. Okay. Hold on. I got for the V. You know what I'm saying? I got for the V. You know what I'm saying? All right. Listen. Okay. Listen. Boys go to college to get more knowledge. Girls go to Jupiter to get more stupider. Hold on. You wanna play like me? I'll hit you with that. Hold on. Let me see me jump. Put you in that bone. Put you in that ground. Hold on. Put that done. How about that done? How about that? Done. Ooh. Your turn. Word. Record. Okay. Yeah.
Wait, what rhymes with come on, Rakai?
Beautiful, no talent. It's always like that.
Bye.
I don't think she rap no more. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I just think, you know what I'm saying? I don't think she rap no more and all that stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So you have any pets? Any kind of pets or?
Any pets?
Pets.
Yes.
You have pets? Wow. How many pets you got?
Wait, are you saying pips?
Pets.
Oh, pets. I have one.
One? What is it?
A dog.
Dog. Me too.
Where is your dog?
Yeah, training right now.
Training for?
Yeah, he's like, cause like he's so big. His name is Scooby. He's so big.
Okay.
What's he look like? Look, he is so big, but I have to train him because like I don't know. I'm gonna see. Look, I'm gonna show you. Look, he's so cute. At a third. See? Look how big he is, though.
What?
So big. That's what I'm saying. So I wanted to get to the point where he's like trained, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? To the point where it's like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm trying to get him trained and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? What's it called? But I think we should do a nice house tour.
Okay.
To give you a nice house. You know what I'm saying? Content dog. That's not my content dog, bro. It's not my content dog. But yeah. We get a nice house tour, the whole house, stuff like that. Yo, Barco! So this is your first time on a stream, though?
What?
This is your first time, like, on a collab stream?
Oh, yeah.
That's really nice. Impressive, yeah. He does it. Yeah. I make good food, and I do me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, elevator. Don't you take the elevator? Try not to get stuck, bro.
Took her to the elevator in the crib, okay.
Oh my God, you smell good, Cindy. What you be using? What's that?
It's a secret.
A secret? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So now we're up here. This right here is Tota's room. You ever heard of Tota? You the best, bro. You the best, bro. No sleep, no sleep, no sleep. You see that before?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
But I feel bad now for not seeing it though.
No, girl. You are fine. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? You seen it not, you seen it not, but it's Tota room. You like it?
It's nice. Needs a bit of work though.
Work? Yeah.
Is he there under the thing?
Is he? No, there's nobody there. There's nobody there. Yeah, there's nobody there. Okay, so let's get out of here. It's hot. I'm getting sweaty.
I like this.
The Bible, yes. You read it?
Yes.
Every single day?
Not every single day. But
Oh my God, I had an OCD attack. Oh my God, I have an OCD. Ew, bro.
Yo, Reggie room is just get high room and that's it.
That's like so disgusting. Actually, that's actually as hell. So we like the house or?
it's so nice.
It's so nice. Like be for real though.
I'm being for real.
For real, for real?
Yes. Just
clean a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, you're watching? There's another balcony. Another balcony. Right here.
Oh. This is actually crazy.
What?
It feels like I'm back at the other one, but it's a new one. It feels like I'm at the other balcony, but there's like more balconies coming.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
It is. Wait, this one's higher. Yeah, this one's definitely higher.
Oh.
Do you have any motivation to the kids that's watching?
Damn, she beautiful just like Tala.
You can say hi chat, how you doing? I'll be right back, okay?
Hi, chats. How are you doing? So I'm in control of the chat right now. You guys, maybe give me days to do right now. As soon as Rakai comes back, let me do one thing, make it spicy. Let's see.
Make it spicy, baby.
Kiss, guys, be for real. Maybe I'll kiss his hand. Prank him and do what? I don't even know. Anyways, what should I do? Oh, the camera. Oh.
Just go behind her.
And do what?
Act like you left.
Act like I left.
Be like, she left.
I must act like I left.
Yeah.
No, that's sad. I'm nervous. I don't think I've flirted in years. That's not his. Show me his other cars. Show me his other cars.
Okay, these are all his cars, right? So this is a Tesla.
There's a girl right here, just a pick me, yo. Just show me the cars.
This is actually my car he bought for me.
Okay.
So that's mine. He gave it as a gift. That's his car. These are both his trucks. Yeah, I was just showing her those are all your cars. You know, I appreciate the Tesla too.
Bro, I don't like to tell everybody my business, but yeah, all my car stuff.
Damn.
Bro, I'm humble. I'm gonna see this bad boy start though. You know what I'm saying?
Little ass kids, son.
That's all not doing me. That's what you want to drive.
Oh, he let her drive. He let her drive.
I'm stealing his car. I've never stolen a car before. I don't have to turn around. I think they're following me. I literally cannot steal his car. Hey?
Are you good?
I'm good. I just want to reverse. Can I go into someone else's like driveway to reverse?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. Because I don't want to get shot. Okay. Oops. I'm sorry, Rakai.
What she did?
Did I break his car? Did I break his car?
Push the reverse button?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's on reverse?
Yeah.
Push it. Go. Go.
even thinking about paying for it. Just I don't tell him I broke it.
Damn. Okay.
Good?
That was fun. I feel so bad. I feel like I'm... Oh, okay.
Spirit of me, get off the face. Wait, more, turn around. Hey, turn around.
Can I park here?
Alright, it's good. Huh?
Can I park here?
Yeah, wait, listen, I'm gonna tell you real quick. I'm gonna go around one time, chat, and come back. Okay? So you can stay here, with chat.
Okay.
You don't hear that shit? How broken that shit sound?
Was it fun, like, on the scale? Wait, like, how, though?
Because I was reversing and then I had to go into someone's driveway and then reverse.
Oh, I mean, it still works, so we good.
Okay.
Alright, you tell the chat, okay? I'm gonna go down.
Okay. Scary. The fact that the car goes so fast, that's not even safe. What the hell? No, but I just feel so...
And I do mean, bitch!
Then he said, then he laughed it off and he didn't even flirt back with me. So I would never flirt again in my life. Ever again. That was actually bad. You guys are bad for telling me to flirt. That was awkward. Come, let's go.
Huh?
Show off for me.
I'm trying to show off for you? Nah, I might do. Well,
Nah, it's a dope video, man. I'm tired, y'all. I gotta wake up early in the morning. But we'll be picking back up, man. We got the Lil Durk trial. We're gonna try to give it, the most we can. I'm gonna just keep dropping videos. I'm not editing no thumbnails, no description, no tags, no nothing. If you watch it, you watch it. You don't. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it.